Hello and welcome to another episode of Cosmic Commentary, episode 18, where we make football fun again. Today we talked about the end of the European qualifiers. Congratulations to Finland, Wales and Gareth Bale. Italy scoring way too many goals for Cos's liking. And then we moved on to the massive story this week. Pochettino out, Mourinho in. Will Mourinho be Tottenham's Klopp? Amongst many other things, players' reactions, how it affects his transfer strategy, and sliding door moments. Of course, we couldn't resist make a comparison with Manchester United and Arsenal with their struggles this season and the increasing level of the EPL. The EPL is just the most exciting league right now, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. And we're done with the international week, finally. It feels always longer because it feels like it's 2 weeks, even though it's technically sort of one.
Well, it's 2 match days.
Yeah, it's two match days. And anyway, we're done with that. The Euros, the qualifiers things, the Euro qualifiers are complete. We have our lineup minus the, what is it called, Cos?
Not the playoffs.
Yeah, the Nations League playoffs.
Yeah, the thing you need a nuclear degree to understand.
Yes, a nuclear degree to understand. Of course, we also introduce to the podcast special guest from WA, Deke.
Hi guys, it's just fantastic to be here. I know that you guys sprung for the tickets in the cabin, you know, where the luggage is, and that was very nice of you guys.
And on that note, the congratulations to Finland.
Why are we congratulating Finland?
Because Finland has never qualified for a major tournament ever.
I'm sure they'll be.
It's their first major.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations to Finland.
Congratulations to Finland.
Good on you, Finland.
Don't disrespect Finland.
I'm not trying to disrespect. I just don't know what they did.
Yeah, that was a genuine. Seriously, why are we congratulating them?
Yeah.
And now you know why.
Did they ever make the World Cup? Surely
No, they've never.
They've done nothing.
Nothing.
Okay.
Thanks, Timu Pukki.
It's too cold up there. Anyway, Timu Pukki. Yeah.
Pukki. They've got the Viking look, but they don't have the Viking bloodline, do they?
I'm sure they've got some bloodline.
Yeah, you can't.
They weren't originally the original Vikings.
It would be very easy to mistake Timu Pukki for a cast of Vikings.
Yeah, but let's be real.
I'm
pretty sure if the actual Vikings saw their descendants playing soccer, they would be like, "Wow,
they'd be hugely disappointed."
Failed.
Yeah,
I failed completely.
We have failed as a society.
Where's the pillaging?
Also, congratulations to Wales, who looked like they weren't going to make it for a bit, and they're just loving it right now, especially
the last day.
Yeah, you know that Wales apparently have a terrible qualifying record when they need to win on the last day.
Oh, really?
I think they had like 11 opportunities to qualify in the past. Failed, I think, every time. There was this one time where they made it, but not because of something they did. They lost, and then some other team needed to win for them to go through, and that happened. And then it was just like, yay, cool, we made it through no fault of our own.
So, just to go back,
yes,
they lost the last game where they were supposed to win.
No. So this time they won.
Cool.
I think the 11 games
they
before.
Won. Yes,
they've never done it.
Okay, cool.
So previously they had 11 opportunities to qualify on the last day, and I think they failed on all of them.
Looks like if you just take it in a probability scale, it's got to happen eventually.
It actually doesn't, but if any team's bad enough or good enough at choking, they will find a way to cough it up.
Just like love.
So if you're hungry, you're feeling really down. Yeah.
But what a year, though, like in terms of now Finland made it, Wales made it.
Well, the thing about Wales, that's fun, because Wales obviously have made a major tournament before.
No, I'm saying the way they did it this time.
Oh, yeah. But the reason I brought it up was not because of that. It was because Gareth Bale really, really celebrated. I don't know if you guys I'm sure you guys are aware, Gareth Bale and Real Madrid love each other so much.
Oh, really?
So much.
Yeah, that's good to see, because he's been there for a while. He's really learned the language and settled in.
Right, absolutely. He's really committed, 100%.
He's helped them win Champions Leagues as well.
That's right.
He's not one of those guys to go off and play golf and, you know, what a normal... Anybody who was hated by their club would do. He really stuck in, and he earned the respect.
He's a legend.
So, just in case the sarcasm hasn't been held, hasn't been felt, which can be sometimes hard to do over audio. Gareth Bale absolutely just zero respect for Real Madrid. He is just absolutely. Any opportunity, anything short of wiping his backside with like a Real Madrid flag or logo or shirt.
Well, that's the next step, isn't it?
That is the next step.
Absolutely, yeah.
But he had a flag. I don't think he made it himself, but he was parading it as if he had. It had written on it. How was it? It was Wales, Golf, Madrid.
In that order.
In that order.
Yeah, I think a fan made the flag and he found it and he just loved it so much.
And he just posed with it.
It was true. It's funny because it's true. It's just, yeah.
I think that he's done well though. Like
No,
if your club hates you, right, that much,
and you're still playing.
the most
you're starting games.
The most perfect way of he's just taking money, and the's nothing they can do about it.
And he's playing.
No, he's contracted.
And he's starting games. So that tells you something, right? Like if you if your club and the fans hate you so much, you get booed onto the pitch as if you're an opposition player, as if you played for their greatest rivals, which he definitely did not do. And you're still starting the game at a club that's ambitious too. It's not like this is, no disrespect to Sunderland, but yeah, it's not Sunderland.
Sunderland's like, why
Have
did
any
you
of
throw
you
me
ever-
under the bus?
Why are you bringing me into this?
It's like, he just pulled him out of the cupboard, kicked him, and put him back in there. All right, Sunderland.
Have any of you ever seen this before? Like this relationship where one player has with a club and the club just can't get rid of him for whatever reason? It's amazing.
I haven't seen it. No.
I've never seen this before.
Yeah, it's like, please go. No, okay, here's some money.
No team would want it.
It's a bit like actually, what is it? Sanchez being paid to play at Inter Milan by Manchester United. That's not
Very
a fun
similar.
situation.
But at least they got rid of him.
Yeah.
Alex
There was
Sanchez,
also
you're right.
Balotelli though.
No, but
Balotelli.
but Balotelli was never hated by the fans.
No, it's a mixed reaction for Balotelli.
I think the fans love Balotelli. To be honest.
All fans love Balotelli. I think no matter who he plays for.
The managers don't like Balotelli, but the fans love Balotelli.
I can understand why the managers don't like it. I mean,
Well,
Maybe Manchester
Absolutely.
United fans don't like him because he played for both Manchester City and Liverpool. So I think that's enough reason. But even them, they're like,
I think they're still pretty happy
It's
with him. Considering,
Balotelli,
like, he
yeah.
did nothing for that team, so he's like, yeah, we love
fine,
Balotelli.
it's fine.
It's kind of like how everybody loves Mourinho at Manchester United, even though he got a second place, didn't he? Got a second place.
yeah, that was his
Man U.
greatest ever managerial achievement.
Yeah, which
According to
everybody
him.
seemed to have glossed
Absolutely.
over. It's like he did nothing at Man U, dude. He had nothing.
he had nothing.
he won,
Which proved after he left.
Yeah,
Well, he won the
Yeah,
league.
it all showed after he left.
He won the League Cup and the Europa League as well.
Amazing.
So I know people don't really.
He should
hold
get a
him too
raise.
highly. He did.
It's the best kind of
He
raise.
got sacked.
And
That's
get
the
paid.
best raise you
And
can
get-
get.
you raise me, go on without me, Mourinho. You don't have to be here anymore. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for the paycheck.
That is quite a raise, though. I mean, if you get sacked, you basically get paid out for your contract.
beautiful.
So it's
Yeah.
that's a good deal.
Side note though, how good is he as a pundit? He is pundit.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
You know when you read words and you have to actually hear what they're supposed to sound like? Pundit.
Pundit.
I think it's actually pundit.
Yeah. Anyway, as a pundit,
It's tomato
As a-
tomato. Yeah.
as a pundit,
Pundit.
yes, he's fantastic. I enjoy watching him.
But we will get back to Mourinho soon. We'll just finish up with the European
Wales, yep.
qualifiers. Italy finished off with a 9-1 victory.
Against who?
Coles was very disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
again-
scored
look,
the one goal. The other team scored one goal. It's
well,
not
it was
good.
against Armenia, so But
Without Mkhitaryan.
it was a very weird. What's funny? This is a very
How the fuck did you let through one goal?
this is a serious matter, Deke,
Just
because
to be,
Italy is changing.
Oh, I see.
just to be because
This is a very un-Italian-like performance.
Oh, what's the attack? No,
the goals kept going in. I'm like, why don't you just relax? this
What-
this
so
is
tell
not,
the people
and
that-
and then they conceded one.
so
I'm like, what am I doing here?
oh, we'll have to let Cos.
in contrast to what happened before, there is no sarcasm here whatsoever.
Why-
This is very serious.
Why don't you just do your little 2-0 win?
So what is
Just
Italians
score
do,
it.
generally speaking? It's 2-0?
So the typical Italian performers, right? This is when they're in complete control of the game. You think they're not because they're not winning by much,
Right.
but they're in complete control. They score early in the first half, 20, 30 minutes in,
Yep.
get one goal. Then they'll just sit. They'll just relax, play out the game, counter-attack, and then with about 10 minutes left, they'll get the second goal, say, see you later.
Okay.
That's the Italian performance. This one,
It's
one.
sucker punch.
Yeah, but this one, no, 1, 2, 3, 4. Relax, bro. No, 5, 6, 7. Relax. 8-1. You conceded? No.
It sounds to me like
Wow.
the thing he loves the most is that they score a goal, then nothing happens for a while, so he can just wax lyrically
I
about how
enjoy
good
what-
they are.
I
We're
enjoy...
so good. Oh yeah, this is fantastic. This is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh, and then 10 minutes to go. It's like, oh, okay, you can score a single. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Just to finish it off.
Okay, I don't actually do that. But that is a very apt description because I do enjoy seeing that performance.
Although he, Cos does have a point. In all jokes aside, that
I mean,
that-
you neutrals can
it's-
love watching Italy now.
it is
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
concerning. Everybody loves seeing goals scored, except for Italians. Well, at least
I know, look,
traditional Italians.
yeah,
traditional
well,
Italians.
that's me.
The traditional Italians. So, and the reason for that is because goals don't win you World Cups. It's a good defense that wins you trophies, unless you're Brazil. That's the exception to the rule because they never had a defense ever.
But they did have people that ran into people, so
Yeah.
that's kind of the same thing.
Did they win then though?
I think they did.
Bro, we presume they did.
Like that game against Finland. Italy's opening qualifying game against Finland was perfect. 2-0.
That's how it's done.
Yeah. But Atlas scores in the 20th minute or something.
That was away
And then-
too, wasn't it?
That was at home. And then Moise Keane, just, 80th minute, whatever, just 2-0.
That
That's something.
that is
That is what I...
classic Italy.
Oh, that's a good
I've
performance.
never seen someone complain about my 9-1 victory. Never.
But okay, so just
Oh, look, you take the 3
You
points.
would think it's a clickbait. You'd think it's a clickbait title. Why the 9-1 is the most disgusting scoreline in the Italian history.
Well, actually, hold on. Okay, so this is where this is all coming together. Well, they haven't not scored 9 goals since what was it, 1940 something?
He said something like 70 years.
70 years.
That's
Yeah.
a long time. That is a
Italy
long
has
time.
not
Against
scored this
anyone.
many goals.
I checked.
Not even when they
70.
play San Marino, they score 9 goals.
Yes, I don't think they really do play.
No, they play sometimes,
No,
but
they-
even so, they don't score 9.
And
They,
now
they still score a good 6 because, it's San Marino.
and just
But you forgive them for that. When they're that bad, you got to...
well, San Marino is sort of partially Italian as well, so they kind of have.
They're
a bit
pretty much
of,
Italian.
there's a bit of brotherhood there.
They speak Italian.
However, now under 23s, right? It sent a warning sign to the coach because they won their game.
Under 23s,
The under 23s. Yeah, this is the next.
they weren't even under 10s. They're under 23s.
Yes, this is under.
I think, or might have been 17s, under 17s.
They're still too old.
Yeah, it is too old. However, they won. What was it? 27.
27-0.
27-0 against some island
Jesus.
team, right? The coach was sacked
Wow.
Yeah, because
because
he didn't put in some sort of mercy rule.
no, because he showed a lack of respect.
That's the mercy rule.
That is the mercy rule.
What
I've
was
done
the lack of respect?
Because they kept scoring 20 goals or over. They should have, once they got 4-0 or something, just take it easy, boys.
No, okay, no, let's be real. Right.
Start from half pitch.
There is more
Let's
to it.
build
No,
up.
but
yeah,
let's be real.
No?
When Team USA, the women
Yes.
team,
Yes.
did this against an Asian team, was it the
Oh.
Philippines or something?
I think it was Thailand.
Thailand.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I remember that.
So everybody ragged on them, right?
Right.
Yeah.
right.
And the media was like, sweating bullets. The next time this happens, we have to do this to the men, otherwise we will be slandered as sexist.
Right.
So they were just waiting. They were waiting for their shot.
And then
This
what
happened?
happened, and no one.
They're boys. No one cares.
Well, then it happened with Leicester against Southampton, and no one.
That's different though, right?
Why is that different?
That's different because
is,
it's
but-
it's Premier League.
It's Premier League level.
Southampton should know better.
Right. So what,
You came into this alley, bro. Okay,
Exactly. You wanted a
If you
piece of this.
exactly.
You chose this.
If you didn't bring a big, huge Russian thug with a knife, that's on you. Don't come into the alley if you're not ready to party.
Okay,
Okay.
so what Deke's trying to say is that the Thailand women's team is basically a amateur team.
They are.
The fact that they were at a World Cup is because there are not enough professional teams to make up a World Cup in women's football at the moment.
yeah, okay.
At the moment. Hopefully that will grow.
And that's why it's sort of like, okay, you guys had your fun, settle down. But I do really want to finish on this Italian manager.
Yeah, he got
sack.
fired.
So we got
He got fired for winning. For winning.
Okay, so here we go.
Yeah, he got fired for winning.
For
reasons-
winning.
So the reason he got fired was because, according to whoever pays his paycheck,
His boss, yeah.
the point of junior football in Italy is not about just this win it, like, this smash through teams and humiliate them. It's about teaching the kids about and part of it is teaching them about respect.
Time out.
Hey, I didn't say I agree.
So
I
time out.
said
So
that's
what?
he
So
said.
no, I understand what you're saying. But what I'm saying is also at the same time, was there a warning?
Warning.
Was there a warning saying, "Hey, you know what? Take you aside. Listen, you shouldn't be doing this. This is embarrassing. This shouldn't happen. We should treat the game with a little respect." No, it was a quick firing. Come on, that's not fair.
There's no warning.
That's
Italians an opera with warnings.
You
Wow.
just got to
The
know.
horse's head on the sheets, man.
I can't believe you just
They
gotta
don't-
know.
that
Was
is
that
a
part of
warning.
the contract? I want to read
Clear,
this.
distinct one.
I want to read this man's contract where it says you cannot beat teams by more than 20 goals. I want to read that contract.
It was in the fine print that you never read. Who
True
reads
that.
terms and conditions?
Mate, those unwritten rules
I'd
are
fire
very
the
powerful.
agent. I would fire my agent.
That part was written in English, and he couldn't read English.
My
Yeah,
agent.
I thought
you're gone.
the report was going to be. So reports are coming out of Italy that they said stop, he's already dead, but he kept on going, and now he's sacked.
All right. Well,
I think it's not fair.
no. So it's definitely look. I think there's more to it, and it's to do with how they're brought up and
He
whatever.
overachieved.
That's their thing. I don't think it's the right way to go.
You
and
fired a man for overachieving.
it's not overachieving. It's about focusing on the wrong things.
No,
You
you
okay?
got
Focusing on the,
you
no.
gotta-
No,
gotta win.
look,
I wanna know
but the
this-
thing is, like, if it was 27-0, was he dancing on the side with his middle fingers, like, was it like,
Yeah.
you can't be respectful 27-0, even if it's a smirk,
I understand
it's
what
too
you're saying.
much.
I understand what you're saying. What is the hold on? I just want to know the rules. I just want
You have to meditate 27-0,
I just
bro.
want
to-
to. I don't want the classic.
Abdul.
No. I don't want this classic. You know what this classic is? The classic of those words with no unspoken laws or unspoken rules, whatever. None of that. I want to know. Okay, what's the rules? To score more goals than the other team. Is that
21
correct?
minutes.
Is that correct?
that would be correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
More score more
Well,
goals.
to win the game.
To win the game.
Yeah.
Number one is win the game. Two is to score more goals than the other to win the game.
Mm.
And he
I thought-
scored 27.
I thought goal difference would matter, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. Now listen. He scored 27. I'm not saying that's right. What I am saying though is there should have been at least a sort of like discussion. Look, that's
Look,
embarrassing, guys.
I think it's absolutely correct.
Yeah, it's embarrassing. What you've done is disrespectful, which it is.
I think it's
Like you said, he was dancing.
Yeah.
There was no smirk. But there's got to be a little bit of like, hey, you know what? You shouldn't do this. But he got fired right away. What does that tell,
Just confirmation. It's under 18s.
And
Yeah.
that's not young, bro.
He's sacked after showing a lack of respect.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
In
Privilege.
statement.
With no warnings.
Here we go.
yeah.
We were stunned and deeply regretful when hearing that our juniors team had beaten Marina Calcio 27-0.
Yes.
The values of youth team football are antithetical to such a thing. The opponent must always be respected, and that did not happen today. As president, I sincerely apologise to the Marina club. I announced that our directors decided unanimously to sack the coach.
Wow.
Our coaches have the duty to train young players, but above all to educate them. That did not happen today, and that's
Where's the education? What education are we talking about?
so.
Dude, I get it.
Before,
I get it,
before
though.
we go off on a rant again.
No, but this is like under 18s, like high intense, like, at the
No,
highest
no,
level.
I get-
Look,
I get
Marina
both.
Club. I don't think that's.
I get both.
Well, then
points.
don't compete. Get your butt out
But
there.
they're not competing. It's a friendly.
Dude, it's 20. Okay, at 20 goals nil,
All right,
you're not
friendly.
going to have a little voice in your head saying maybe we should be decent.
Sorry, I didn't know his friend.
Yeah, well, I think by that stage it's a bit too late.
20 nil, bro.
20.
20 nil. You're still on the pitch, hungry. You just want to keep killing these guys. You're like, they might come back. We can't let that happen.
Some guys.
21, 22, 23, 24, 27 nil. You're like, oh, thank God we got away with that win.
Some
All right.
guys.
Here's the other side. Here's the
Should have
coach.
got 30.
I reckon there was some people angry they didn't get the 3-0.
Let's hear from the coach. Let's hear
Alright,
from the
so,
coach.
so no one in the something has ever thought of humiliating or ridiculing the adversary voluntarily. We played without sectarianism. I don't know what.
Yep,
What?
keep going.
Yeah,
Oh,
without
this is-
competitive malice and committing very few fouls. Juniors are old enough to understand situations. Scoring 27 goals is not a lack of respect. It would have been to make a bull for 80 minutes to help the opposing team to score a few goals. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I agree
terrible.
with it. Listen,
So,
But
the
isn't
real
it-
defeat is to see how much hypocrisy, banality, and poverty of mind come out without any knowledge of the facts.
agreed.
So basically, these people and directors, they looked
agree.
at the result and didn't look at the game. Obviously, I don't
No,
think it
correct.
was recorded or anything
No,
like
of course
that.
not.
And just gone, this can't be good. Sorry.
Couldn't it be?
Sack.
Look, couldn't it be argued that it's a lack of respect if you're just sort of?
I was going to say that, but then I remembered when I played football with my dad when I was 5, he'd let me win.
That's disrespectful.
So that's
That's
a lack
good.
of respect for me.
What about the fact, right? The guys that lost 27-0 then see the coach getting fired.
That's bad.
You know, the guys that lost then find out that the coach of the team that whooped your butt 27-0 got fired because they whooped your butt.
you
were so bad. You got
Yeah,
the guy
that
who
as well.
succeeded against you fired.
That as well. I'd feel terrible.
That's glorious. They're going, you know what? There's probably one kid who's like, good.
The one kid that could hang his head up high off the record.
Just to round that off, two players scored 6 goals, one scored 7.
That's the best thing they'll ever do in their life, probably. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of these guys
And
might
got
not make
their
it.
manager fired. Was it worth the 7 goals?
Yeah.
Yes, it
It
was.
was. Ask me tomorrow night, ask me 1 year from now, ask me 10 years from now, it will be a yes.
It'll be-
Yeah.
What are stories to tell?
The point of managers getting sacked gives us a transition to the Premier League.
No
Where?
games have been played, eh?
Big news.
Wait, who got sacked in the Premier League?
In the Premier League,
Yeah, who did?
Mourinho Pochettino got sacked.
He
Oh,
got
wow.
sacked?
Yes.
How did this happen?
Big news.
Big, huge news.
Shock horror, yes.
It was coming. So why is it shock? It was
Oh, I
coming.
mean, whether or not it was coming is a matter of thinking about. Look, there's a lot of things that go into this. The point is, he got sacked, and within 12 hours, Mourinho was appointed as a manager of Tottenham. That was probably more shocking
Oh, of course.
than Pochettino actually getting sacked.
They had a discussion, clearly, previously.
You know what I loved? I watched the like a little excerpt where they were talking about Chelsea. And, they asked Mourinho. Mourinho, you said that you love the Chelsea fans so much you would never take a job at Tottenham. And he's like, yeah, that was before I was sacked.
Very
Yeah,
good point.
well, things
Very
change,
good
don't they?
point.
Yeah.
Very good point. At the end of the day,
Things change.
no, they do, and that's the thing. Life changes, and you know what? Good for him, but I think he's going to change that team. I'm telling you, I think we were speaking this off air. He'll change the team. He'll change it. It's a good time to shake things up for Tottenham. They're just not doing well. They're
I'm going to
just not
say
doing
Son
Well-
is probably one
Oh,
of
he's
my
good.
favourite
Yeah.
non-Liverpool players in the EPL.
well. Yeah, he's good.
He's just amazing.
He's fun to watch
Yeah.
for sure. He's fantastic. Harry Kane, boring as hell. Vanilla as hell, but he gets the job done. But definitely Son.
You know what's boring? Scoring goals. But
Yeah, definitely. Oh no, come on.
But
Yeah,
like,
he's
you-
good.
But also the other thing,
He's not
like,
entertaining.
when Son did that tackle, broke that guy's leg. You know the way it was such a humanitarian reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah, it, like you saw that it's not just about football. You know, and that's something that you hear Klopp say. I mean, Liverpool fan, obviously, I listen a lot to Liverpool stuff, and I'm biased, but he does say it's not about football. Like, football is not the biggest thing. We all have lives, right? And that
Yep.
personified, that reaction personified that feeling to me. It's like, yeah, we're trying to win a game, but we're not warriors, you know? That's what I love seeing on the pitch.
Yeah, for those who aren't aware of what that's a thing to, what was it, last week or the week before
It was
the...
a week before, I think, yeah.
No, so it would have been 2 weeks before. So I think it's the week we missed in the Premier League. The one where we had people sick and all kinds of stuff happened. Son made a tackle on Everton player, one of their most promising defenders, and it dislocated his ankle, I believe. It dislocated and broke or something along those
It
lines.
was
It was a
pretty
horrific
nasty,
injury.
yeah.
Aurier from Tottenham actually had to leave the pitch because he couldn't play on.
He was so disturbed.
He was so
yeah.
disturbed. And Son got sent off through reaction from the referee, and VAR didn't overturn it because, well, I think they were just as shocked as the thing. And then the red card was overturned the next week, so he got to play the next week. It was okay, but yeah.
To be fair, like, if you're VAR, and you see that leg broken and the foot pointing the other way, and you're like, just so you know, guys, that wasn't actually a red card. Like, I think somebody's going to be angry.
It's a bit like the situation last week when Liverpool against Man City. There was that situation with the handball, and Fabinho scored that goal to start the
How
things off.
amazing was that goal? That came out of nowhere. I actually watched that game. And they scored. And they scored like that in the first goal. That's incredible. But, like, it came out of nowhere, right? There was a lull. And everybody's like, oh, it's going to go back. Goal!
Well, Liverpool were getting battered, actually. And then then Fabinho gets it. And Fabinho never does that.
Yeah. And you know what I loved most? Is, like, when he was celebrating, right? It felt like all the players didn't care. So it's literally Fabinho scores a wonder goal, and he's celebrating, and it looks like it's the Sunday League.
That's right.
because they're just like, yeah. He's just sucked down like a couple of beers during half time.
I think everyone was too in shock to run to him.
I know.
I know.
And then, but then, there was that situation with the handball, and you could just imagine VAR would have been. I've got to make a decision.
Yeah,
here.
but you know what? If Martin Atkinson was in the booth for that, he would have just been like, "Oh, this is time for me to press the button. No goal, no goal, no goal." Flipping the middle finger out for all of Anfield.
So,
to
but
see.
I'm saying that Mourinho,
I think he was actually in the VAR thing.
but Mourinho,
That must have made him sick.
Mourinho.
Yeah.
I might have to say that 3 times, then he might just come and pop on.
Sorry, I didn't catch
Because
that.
we were originally talking about Mourinho, yeah.
Actually, we were originally talking about many other things. But Mourinho is the topic here. Or actually, it's part Mourinho, part Poch. A moment for Poch. Let's have a moment.
It's about Mourinho, mate.
It is also...
It's all about Mourinho.
I haven't seen so many people that are not Tottenham fans care so much and be so sad by their manager leaving. It is just like everybody you see, they're like, it's like somebody died. You know, when Pochettino got sacked.
There was so much romance with that. Like he didn't spend a lot of money. He got him to a Champions League final. You know,
Yeah.
and
He
it's one of
improved the
those.
team. He's been there for 5 years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He turned
he
them
improved
from
the team every year.
He did,
He was great for them.
from
Yeah,
almost
absolutely.
theirs into genuinely top European team.
but
That
it
could
was,
compete with the best European sides in Europe. No, in Europe, the best European sides in Europe.
it was one of those sliding doors moments, right? Like think back to Rodgers, where he almost won. Was it the 2008-2009 season?
That was
Oh,
Rafa
yeah.
Benitez. It was 2013-14 season.
That's right. Yeah, that was Champions League, wasn't it? 2008-2009.
2008-9 was Rafa Benitez almost winning the league.
Right. Okay. Wow, we almost won it twice. That's nice.
Yeah,
to
two different managers though.
But
3 times now.
that moment with Rodgers.
3 different managers.
That moment with Rodgers, where he almost won, and then like next season he was out
Everything
against-
just went to- yeah.
It just went out. And ultimately, I mean,
Yeah, had
saying-
Pochettino won the Champions League, you're saying?
yeah, it would have stayed on. But Liverpool is much stronger. Having said that, the reason why Liverpool is much stronger is because of FSG, and
Yeah.
Klopp. Right, Klopp is the signing. You know, you can point to Mane, you can point to Salah, obviously Van Dijk, obviously Alisson, right? But the signing they made is Klopp.
He's the nucleus.
Yeah, exactly. And you look at Pochettino. And it's like, is that a Brendan Rodgers sacking to make way for the Klopp for Tottenham? Or is that, this is it, sliding door, you could have had something great with Pochettino, but he wasn't backed?
Well, one thing I will say, I don't think Mourinho is the Klopp for Tottenham. I'm giving him more credit than a lot of people, because a lot of people are saying this is just going to be the same thing again. He's going to do all right. There's this romance story how he's like, oh, I've changed. I'm a different man now. I'm coming to the club. I'm going to make things different. I'm
He
going to
doesn't
give
have
youth
to.
a go.
He doesn't have to, man.
But you hope he hasn't
Yeah, that's
changed
what he's
because
done.
Exactly.
everywhere he
has
goes,
done that.
No, I'm
everywhere
saying
he goes, he wins.
he
You
wins.
don't want him
That's
to change.
what you want. You don't want him.
You
to
don't want to change, man. I mean, like, everybody looks at him and is like, oh, he ends up with the sacking, or he ends up being...
It's the 3rd season.
But
Yeah.
also look at this way. When he said, we'll go back to when he said the greatest, achievements he's ever done is bringing Manchester United, that
To
dog,
2nd place.
waste team, to 2nd place. I mean, that was the greatest achievement. I mean, he's going to do some great things with Tottenham. And when I say great things, I'm not talking about he's going to kill it. I'm just saying to where they are now and to where they're going to be is going to be very interesting, and they're going to just be better. That's just
what I would love to see, and I say love in a sporting way, not because I want more rivalry, but I would like to see a third powerhouse rise up, because we've got Man City and Liverpool, and like I obviously I'm a Liverpool fan, but and I've mentioned it already, so people are gonna be like, Jesus Christ, this guy. Anyway,
We get it, you're a Liverpool fan.
and I'm a Liverpool fan, but the best pizza is from so anyway, like I get it as a neutral, you only have two flavors to pick from, right? When Tottenham gets in the mix, then it becomes more of a league.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not Barcelona and Real Madrid anymore. It suddenly becomes an actual league where everything's contested.
That's right.
Well,
You always want that.
I would like to take a moment to dispel the myth of because everyone's saying, the Premier League is no different to La Liga.
So who's saying that? Who's saying that?
No,
who's saying
look,
that?
I'm not. I don't.
I know.
I don't think that's the case.
I just
I'm saying those people are crazy.
No, in the sense of like
What?
there's two powerhouses. It's going to be Liverpool or Manchester City. That's happened for last season and this season. Like that's
Yes,
also having
but
said
at the
that-
same time, you have other teams, though. Sure, they're not competing for that number one spot, but you do have many other
competitions. Yeah,
teams
many competitions.
battling within. Look at the relegation zone. There's battle within that.
Yeah,
You know what I
there is.
mean?
But who's won the La Liga in the past, like, 15, 20
Oh, I
years?
get it.
Like,
No.
has there been a team outside of Real and
Well,
Barcelona?
Atletico just won one, I think.
Just one?
And
It's,
maybe
it's
the-
sort of a once every 10 years.
Yeah,
somewhere.
and Atletico's a freak of nature team as well.
Right.
You know, but like look at the EPL. A team got promoted
That's
and
right.
won. Leicester.
Come on.
Well, they got promoted, survived
it was-
relegation,
and
and
then
then
they-
won.
Yeah, but that's like
But that's even better.
amazing,
That's
right?
even better.
And then you've had like how many teams? You've had obviously City.
Chelsea,
You've had Chelsea. You've had Leicester.
Arsenal.
Is
that
Arsenal
was a
one?
while ago.
That was a long
No,
time
I'm just
ago.
saying. These are the teams. No, don't matter. Oh, you're
Something
talking
in
about,
the past, man.
wait.
You-
What are you guys talking about?
like
Last
10,
5 years?
10,
10
15
years?
years.
10, 15
10 to
years?
15 years.
Well, so 15
But
years.
still, like, the
Us.
thing is, you watch it, and it's not who was Barcelona thrashing to.
Exactly.
who was Madrid going to crush and then get booed off
So
the
I'll go back
pitch
to-
for?
To be fair, nowadays it's who's going to crush Real Madrid these days. So
Which is so nice.
it is nice.
I have to wear my
And then Bale comes on,
Liverpool shirts for that.
So that's why I have to say
and then
that.
the fans go,
That's
"We
why
don't
those-
like him, but he's saving us."
That's why those people are crazy when they say, "Oh, the EPL's like other leagues," when it's not.
It's not
The
It's-
number one
it's
league,
the-
man. It's the number one most. And again, like I said, it goes back to just not the number one top four or whatever. It's the middle. It's the relegation. I mean, those guys are all fighting. There's a level of competitiveness there. Even though they're
Bale-
trash down there, but still.
Bale helping out
So it's still
Madrid.
trash, yeah.
Bale helping out Madrid would be the equivalent of like there's a bus with all liberals in it, and it's sinking, and Donald Trump comes in and just lifts it up, walks out of the pond, sets it down. They're like, crap! You should have let us die, you piece of crap. It's just
Yeah, it's just.
I love Bale. I love Bale.
Except, I don't think Trump is sort of touting in people's faces and sticking his tongue out at them. I think it's just they just hate him like already. Like it's already been done. Like it's like his. Anyway, let's not get into a political discussion here.
Okay, going back to what Abdul was saying just before.
Oh, actually, I was going to grab Coz's take on not Pochettino, Mourinho coming to Tottenham. How do you see this panning out?
Me, well, things are obviously going to change, aren't they? He's well,
Nah.
don't,
let the man speak.
I don't do sarcasm well. only when I'm doing the sarcasm.
They've already got the bus from Man United, and they're repainting it as we speak into the white
Oh, look,
colours.
the bus is there, definitely.
They
But-
transported the bus from Old Trafford to the Tottenham
Look,
Stadium.
it'll be interesting. He did speak very fondly of Tottenham's academy and their youth players coming through, and he reckons all those structures are in place.
Okay.
So he may be looking to, because he did say that he's known not to look at youngsters much, but you got to have the right.
Sorry.
That's,
It
you
was
got
totally kosher the way you said it. I'm immature. Moving on.
you got to look at how the youngsters are being brought up and how they how good they are, how they're being trained. They've got to have the right environment. They've got to be good enough.
Absolutely.
And he did say that at Tottenham, like they are.
Yeah, but
So-
he's not going to use them. You know that.
Well, I don't know. That's what he's saying. I mean,
talking on that, I was chatting to a guy who's actually from Liverpool, and I was he's a nice guy. That's probably why he's not there anymore, is it? I don't know. They say Scousers are terrible people. I've never been there. But he was just like, I don't like the way it is anymore, because back in the old days, you would go and you would support your local lads. You know, it'd be the kids coming up from the academy, and you knew them, you knew their faces, you'd see them at the bars, you know, and that's what, like, championship
community feel.
Yeah, it's that's what, like, what's below championship, like League 2,
League 1,
League 1, 2,
yeah.
all of those things, they're community teams, right?
Yeah,
and there is an elegance, there is a beauty in that, which we don't have, unfortunately, in the realm of $1 billion team. I was looking at, like, net spend of managers, right? At the top, obviously, is Mourinho. He's signed like 90 plus players. $1.6 billion he's spent on players. Pep has signed 52 players, and he spent $1.2 billion. 52 players to 92.
So he's basically bought half as many players for almost the same amount of money.
For almost the same amount of money.
And he also got Messi for free. Let's not forget that.
Yeah. Look, man, like, when everybody's...
Actually, he got most of Barcelona's team for free, so that's...
pretty damn good.
So if he had to buy those players, that would be much more than Mourinho.
Yeah.
But I think it's still, at the end of the day, Tottenham, I think he's going to definitely want to buy players. I mean, the budget's not there.
That's the problem. Yeah.
Well, he's not going to get the money.
Is that because Levy doesn't want to give money, or is it because...
they just bought a new stadium?
I don't think they have the funds. They did just finish the new stadium, and a lot of funds are being tied into that.
You know who they needed? They needed the guy with the W on the front of his shirt, Wenger man. They needed him to come in, put in a shift for 10 years, get some more lines on his face, and all the fans just slowly hate him for being a god, and then kick him out for somebody.
Wouldn't that have been a story
actually,
if Wenger went to Tottenham?
But and on top of that, and then Emery got fired, and Pochettino went to Arsenal.
That would have been good for everybody. That actually would have been the best
They
thing.
would have brought North London closer together, or just...
I don't think it would have been close together at all.
It wouldn't have been good for the fans, but it would have been good for the teams, right? Because Wenger, how long did he do like on a shoestring budget?
I don't think Wenger would be a step up on Pochettino.
I'm not saying that he would be a step up, but like, if you want a guy to not spend money,
I can get you.
And not win anything.
Well, you pick one, man. What do you want? What do you want, Michael?
Well, they just fired one, so I just figured they wouldn't want a
You already
second
said
one.
they're not spending money. It's like, oh, we're not spending money, but I want you to win. I don't know. Look into some mafia people who can spike people's drinks the day before the game. It's like,
yeah, like the
That's one way to win.
Yeah.
Well, that's how Arsenal
There you go, that one's for
finished
free.
ahead of Tottenham one season. Tottenham, the entire team got food poisoning on the final day, and because of that, they lost their game. And Arsenal finished above them in the table, and thus was
And of course, the conspiracies came out.
I mean, like they just picked the wrong restaurant, but you know.
Oh yeah.
But I think Cos made a good point, like in terms of like Tottenham, it's not even trophies or anything like that. I think it's just to get into the Champions League, just to get to.
Yeah, that's
that
what I was
level.
thinking. Because like, if you make the Champions League, obviously a lot of funds are coming your way. They may need those funds. You know, because they've just finished the stadium, right?
That's right.
Mm.
And they'll probably need those Champions League funds and the reputation of the Champions League
That's
just to
right.
sign
Well,
players.
Because they're not going to win trophies.
Because to sign players Mourinho wants, you need to be in the Champions League.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
So
That's
I don't know.
probably more important.
Exactly.
Yeah,
The
so-
reputational impact of not being in the
Yeah,
Champions
so
Correct.
League. Not so much the money.
short term, it's a good solution. I don't know about
Also,
long
business
term.
people will be.
I don't
thinking
know about
the
long
money.
term. Because I don't know if Tottenham don't have the funds.
No, they don't.
but they could sell to buy, which is what Liverpool did for a little while.
That's not going to work anymore. Not in this environment. Well, okay. Because I haven't said anything on this yet.
They got Sonaldo.
They got who?
Son.
Son.
Sonaldo.
Son.
Arsenal, yeah.
Well, it really comes down to what Tottenham wants to do moving forward. Because...
They want to win trophies. I just told you what they want to do forward. There you go.
But I mean...
Oh.
No, there you go. That's
if
settled.
they want to win trophies, they got to spend money, right?
Again, but they don't have that kind of money.
So they're not going to win trophies.
We just had
I'm
this
just saying-
literal
Quite
debate.
No,
just
I
a second
agree.
ago.
I agree.
They
I'm just saying.
but they
I'm just
want
saying,
to
but they
win
want to win.
without spending
Okay,
money.
hold on.
Exactly.
That's what they want to do.
Thank you. That's all.
Okay.
It is.
From my understanding, the
So what do you else got for
plan
me?
the plan was for Tottenham. They got the stadium, they got the money, they get through that period
They need to
without
pay back that
buying.
money. Yes. Somehow.
It's like going hard times, but just like keep going through. And Poch did a good job, kept them afloat, kept them competitive. Now, arguably, the wheels have come off. In the last, I think, 12 months, they've picked up something like 25 points from 24 games. So that's basically relegation form, or just surviving relegation
Exactly.
form.
And they want to get back into the champions.
So arguably, they actually thought that Tottenham was going to spiral out of control.
That's right.
I don't believe that was necessarily the case.
Until it's too late.
Yeah,
Well, that's
You can't
Tottenham's
take that
problem.
chance.
That's Tottenham's problem. Sure, you can. But
What? Nah, I'm good, thanks.
um,
Fired. Next.
You'd make a great.
I'll be
what's
winning.
that show? What's that?
CEO.
I'll be winning. I'll be part of the director board. Director for the board.
No. What was that?
I
What was
will
the Donald
definitely fire a lot of people. Huh?
Trump? Was it? What was the Donald Trump show where he used
Oh,
to
The Apprentice.
The Apprentice.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I would love to see.
Oh,
you as the,
Abdul is
Pochettino.
the host of The
Yes.
Apprentice.
I'm sorry, it was just not going too well in Tottenham, man.
Anyway,
Pochettino, go. See you later.
Look, so Pochettino,
And they replaced it with a better manager. Come on, bro.
that's very
What do you mean?
arguable.
What? Sorry.
Very arguable.
Sorry.
Very arguable.
Sorry.
That he was a better manager.
Oh,
the Mourinho.
sorry.
Pochettino, whether Pochettino was better than
No, Mourinho's better.
whether
They
Mourinho
replaced
was
it.
better than Pochettino
He is.
in the long term. Because Mourinho has never stayed at
I
a
think,
club longer than 3
Can't
seasons.
do
Yeah.
this.
Okay, that is a good
I
point.
think- I think-
the whole thing is when you see
I can't do
when
this.
you look at
I don't care,
Mourinho.
bro. I just look at the resume and I see who do I have.
Okay,
Mourinho.
no, but think of this, Abdul. Think of this. Think of
Beautiful.
this. You have a company, all right? You are the owner of a company.
I'm
You're bringing in a
definitely-
CEO.
Yeah.
Now, do you want the CEO that will create a good, lasting culture and allow you to build on that platform, or do you want a guy who will give you results for the next 2 to 3 years, but
2 to 3
completely,
years.
And then-
utterly
and then just
crush
be-
your company structure?
I'm not thinking that far ahead. I'm telling you, that's what they're thinking.
And
now.
that's why
Tottenham-
Abdul has not gone into business yet.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool because
No,
Tottenham's
because he's
doing
going
that
to
now.
sell in 2 years.
I'm telling you, Tottenham is doing that now. They're not doing it for 5, 6, 7 years.
Abdul is the guy who tears the company apart for parts.
Hey, tell me, hey, Cos, are you telling me that Tottenham is doing this they've signed Mourinho for a 5-year deal? That's what they're thinking ahead? No, they're thinking about
It's
now.
a 3.5 year deal.
Yeah, but I'm saying they're
But
thinking about
having
all-
said that,
Not a future thing. They're thinking about shit. It's going not very well right now. Okay, I'm gonna definitely hire Mourinho. He's a better manager. There's no ifs and buts about
but
it.
there's an elephant.
They've
in the room.
upgraded.
There's an elephant in the room we haven't talked about,
Okay,
and that's Mourinho is the change man.
he is a change man. Oh,
So he
which
might.
I don't think he should.
But the thing is, like
Is he?
when you talk
He's
about the players, I think back in Chelsea times and all that, like
Sure.
not the recent stint, the one before that. Those players would run through walls for him. That is a man.
Inter Milan as well.
Yeah.
And
So,
Porto.
yeah.
so he did have that. I don't know. I wouldn't call it the common touch, but he had that man management skills.
fair,
Right.
Fair. Did he have it at Manchester United?
I don't know, man.
No, I'm
I
saying-
wasn't watching it.
No, exactly. He didn't. Pogba was all over the place. They didn't nobody really cared for him. Guess where they were? Second. So what I'm saying, this man gets results.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's
okay.
all I'm saying.
No, but
But-
then like if okay, look, I'm a guy that is into longevity because with all
That's
great
fair.
empires are built off longevity,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
Man United was impressive because they won 23 years. Not straight, but they were a winning team
Yeah,
for
for a
23
long
years. That is
It's a long time.
one of the greatest teams in history, if not the, right?
Sure.
And if you look at empires, you don't look at empires that
I'm
are
just
flash in
thinking
the
how
pan.
Tottenham is thinking right now.
Yeah,
And it's
okay, I
the
see what
first
you're
3
saying.
years.
Yeah. So
3
you're-
years? Who is it not an upgrade from Pochettino to Mourinho for the next 3 years? Come on now.
It
Come on
is.
now. It's not.
Mourinho is the.
Who else? Who else they should have got?
Mourinho
Who else
is
they
in
should
the
have got?
dictionary.
Who else
that
is-
is the definition of desperate.
Tell me who's available. Tell me in that
That's
list.
not
Standing
desperate.
by.
That's not desperate. Getting Balotelli as the coach. That's desperate.
Tell me who's available, Michael. Right now, tell me who would you manager wise?
I'm not
would you
saying
get?
Mourinho's bad. That's
No,
what I'm.
No, I'm
trying
not
to-
talking to you. I'm talking
yeah.
to Michael right now
Okay.
because he's saying, "Oh, I don't think that's an upgrade."
All right.
Who in that list? Who are you gonna get?
Okay. Here's the thing, right?
Rafa Benitez? Come on, bro.
They picked. Well, actually, it's arguable. It's hard to tell who came first, the chicken or the egg. Did they sack Pochettino first, or did they pick Mourinho first?
They would have had to. they would have had to have him lined up already.
Yeah,
You don't go. Oh, I'm sorry,
It's
man. Don't come over tonight.
Allegedly.
Hey,
No, look,
Mourinho,
it's
you
a short
free?
time, man.
Now,
Like, within 12 hours, he's appointed. Like,
You
I'm
don't.
sure
you
they
don't have
they would have lined him
You
up.
don't. Yeah, you don't do. A
However,
phone call.
Rumours been floating around, apparently from some sort of inside source within Tottenham or whatever, that that Daniel Levy asked some of the senior players of Tottenham and came up to him and basically said, before Pochettino was sacked, like, look, he's going to go. Would you be okay with Mourinho being the manager?
What did they say?
Well, yeah, they're like, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I mean, they're saying, yeah, it's fine. Like,
No, it's not fine. Hell yeah.
etc. Whatever.
No, it's not a fine.
I want to know the inflection though.
So
Was it no? I want to know what the players were like. Were they like, yeah?
No, it was hell yeah. It wasn't yeah.
You're like, don't fire me. I want to play soccer. Yeah, it's great. Oh, they're like, yes. Bring daddy here.
I'm gonna
I
go.
want to win something.
I'm gonna go with the latter. bring daddy home, please. Pretty please.
No,
Cherry on top.
I wonder if they were just spiteful about like, yeah, sure, bring him here. We'll waive it in Chelsea's flag.
All I'm saying is, Michael, you did not
And
give me.
Manchester United.
I need an upgrade, and that was Mourinho. That is literally the best option you have right now.
oh, definitely
And
at the
he's-
moment. Look,
There's no other manager right now.
Oh, right now, absolutely.
Nothing. You
Nothing,
can get
yeah.
it. So literally, it's a crazy upgrade. Matter of fact, they came through the clutch. That is a good signing. That's a good signing. Watch Tottenham.
I mean, I think time will tell.
That's right.
I think if
Fair
Mourinho's a
enough.
changed man, I think it's a good signing.
Yeah, no, look, from what Abdul's saying, I completely agree with them.
3 years.
But I'm also
Concerned
wary.
about the future.
Exactly.
Agreed.
Yeah.
No, agreed. Because like you guys said, a very good point. How long has he lasted with the other club? I'm with you.
Mm.
But it's about Tottenham thinking wise. They're thinking of right now things are not good. I
Yeah.
want to win within the next 3 years.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
what
they
you're
want.
saying, right? Like, okay, so look at Man United, right? Pogba and like most of the team were already there with Mourinho, so he didn't really make many signings at Man United, right?
No.
So let's just say take the same thing with Tottenham. Mourinho comes in, he's got those Tottenham players, and he wins a championship with them.
Or at least,
He
or at
wins
least get the
something.
Champions
Yeah,
League,
he will win something. Win
Or
something.
get them to the Champions League, which would be great.
No, but like
He wins the
will-
pre-season trophy.
He wins like the League Cup, some sort of silver.
Okay.
Right.
They're already out.
That team doesn't have the same ego in it as Man United does. So I don't see.
But definitely
this,
doesn't have the same talent either.
But
So-
but no, but
That's-
talent.
that's definitely not
But
true.
also the other thing is talent isn't everything, because if you have a team working together, they will crush.
Oh, agreed.
The,
So Alex Ferguson.
And also, what's the
Yeah,
point
yeah.
of talent if you're not going to use it?
Yeah,
Sure.
exactly. So, with their not having that level of ego, Mourinho might be able to make things work even better. And if it doesn't, if he does eventually flare out in 3 years, if the group doesn't have that ego at that time, they can still move on from that, right? So, yes, if they win silverware, that is unequivocally, that's what you want, right?
But then we don't know. But I believe, from what we don't know, it's a blank slate right now. And I believe they could do something with Mourinho. I believe they could do something because he's got a proven track record. So even if he doesn't, you just want to take that chance because he has that proven record.
More
So
than
therefore-
Pochettino.
More than Pochettino.
Yeah, but the thing is, and this
Correct,
is the
sorry.
thing that
Mhm.
everybody forgets: Champions League final. Champions League final with Pochettino.
How long does it take?
Yeah,
him to
with
do
that team, yeah.
How long does it take?
No, I'm just saying.
What
No,
do you mean? How long?
How
does
long does it take to
to
get Newcastle relegated?
No, first of all, why are we bringing Newcastle into this? All right, okay,
Because we
relax.
brought Sunderland into
Relax,
it. We gave them a
Liverpool.
punch. so we
Relax,
have to
Liverpool.
punch
get
them.
Champions League?
This is
final.
when they have that 1 year. They're already all
Yeah,
smug.
it's
Listen,
just-
all I'm saying is that at the end of the day, how long did Pochettino get to the? When did they get to the finals? Last year, the year before that.
They were there.
Last season.
Last season. It was
season.
literally like
Right.
6
So he was there for
months ago.
5 years. So 4 years.
5 years.
So again, we have to give Mourinho the same chance. So I'm not sure what's going to happen.
Yeah, but that's the thing, and like people
But
don't
I
get that
think
chance.
I feel better with Mourinho. That's all it is. When you sign somebody, you see the potential. What's going to happen? It's Mourinho.
I'd also like to bring up that when Pochettino took over, Tottenham had been top 4 once in 22 years, I believe it was. Hadn't won anything at all for
Okay, great.
a while.
Well done.
Mourinho's taking over when they're actually a genuine European powerhouse.
I think Cos put it at the time, Cos, man.
No,
So pretty much, he's a good he's a developing guy.
I'm just saying
So tell
that
him no, and then you need somebody to
that's
finish
the
it.
thing. Yeah, I think
he's developed the team.
and Pochettino's
It's left a
very
legacy.
good at developing younger players. Mourinho less so, And I think there was an insider source within the club sort of saying, and he made a good point. He was sort of saying that the young players that Pochettino had, he brought them up and got them playing regularly top four, competing at a high level. But to go to that next step, to win trophies, there was something missing. Like his training sessions didn't change, his message didn't change. It was still that same message of developing that young player. When they became of age, the message didn't change. So that now probably Mourinho is a better fit.
Is that your guessing? Are you guessing?
No.
Yeah,
I've read this.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Well,
From inside, a source from inside the club gave some.
to double up on that, it's well known. Like for example, looking at Liverpool, I'm just using them as an example because they're one of the teams, and also Manchester United. I'll use them as an example as well.
Yeah.
You look at the development. So since Liverpool last won a title, right? They had a string of managers that sort of just made the club not particularly title worthy, let's just say. And just for a longer time, it was not until that season with Rafa Benitez, 2008-9, that they competed for the title. That was, I think, 19 years since they'd last won. It took them that long to get to a stage where, and then Benitez sort of had that thing there, and then, of course, the owners just pushed everything backwards again. They almost went into administration.
That was Hicks and Gillett, yeah?
Yeah, Hicks and Gillett.
Yeah, Hicks and Gillett.
and then, they had Hodgson, who was just terrible. But they just needed someone to get him through.
You know what I love about Hodgson? England saw him. They saw how he managed Liverpool, and they're like, "Yeah, sure, make him the coach of England." It's like seeing your neighbour's house burn down after.
He did do a lot of good things before Liverpool, though. But
who was that team that
you
you guys played in the League Cup or something, or the FA Cup, and they were like a team from the League Two division, and Eddie came out in the press conference and he said, we had to throw caution to the wind against this set. I think the game was at Anfield as well. It's just like, yeah, we had to throw caution to the wind. They were really pressuring us. So we had to be careful against it. I'm like, what?
Why do they have knives in their socks?
And they beat Bolton away from home. You call it like the miracle of something. I don't know what it was. It was strange. But anyway, Hodgson,
and
that
he's saying,
happened.
I love Sir Alex Ferguson. I'm not going to piss him off. And I'm like, you're meant to. You're a little more
Yeah, he rolled over for him.
Yeah.
And then
I don't want another spanking.
Look, anyway, to get the point across, they brought in Kenny Dalglish, brought the pride of the team back. They felt like actual players again. He got them he got them all motivated. He got them thinking in the right direction, and then they moved him on because they finished
Dalglish
8th.
won something, didn't they?
He didn't. He did. He won a League Cup.
The
League Cup. But so he won the League Cup and made the FA Cup final and finished 8th in the league. Right.
Good.
So they said, okay, you've got the vibe back up, but we're going to move in another direction. Right. So he was the right manager for the moment.
For the time, yeah.
Brendan Rodgers came in.
Was that still under Hicks and Gillett?
No, that was that's
when
FSG was with Hodgson. They sacked Hodgson.
Okay, right.
They said we needed someone for the transition. And then shoot him off. Brought in Kenny Dalglish, brought the vibe back up. Did an Ollie Solskjaer. Kenny's at the wheel. Brought the team back up. Send him on his way eventually. Became an ambassador of the club. They brought in Brendan Rodgers. He brought them back into sort of taking the next step again. Once again, that sliding doors moment. Just missed out on the league. Sent him on his way after a while because they realised he didn't have that ability to turn them around. He'd lost it. They brought in Klopp, who apparently they'd sort of been looking at him for a long time. And now Klopp's done what he's done, and he's clearly the right manager at the right time. And like you said before, Pochettino at Tottenham, the right manager to bring them up to that level. He's sort of like the Brendan Rodgers, not quite there. Even though he's enhanced the stature of the club like Brendan Rodgers did,
like Pochettino did.
And so like Brendan Rodgers did at Liverpool, Pochettino did the same thing at Tottenham.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
But he's missing that extra thing. He's missing that ability, and I completely agree with that because they've gotten to so many finals that they should have won. It wasn't even a case of because Jurgen Klopp, when he made his finals because he made the Europa League final.
Seville.
They should have won that, but that was the first final he'd made with them. Then they made the Champions League final against Real Madrid. That's understandable to have lost that.
They could have won that, though. They were battering them until
they were,
Salah
but
was...
they weren't battle hardened yet. You know, like mentally.
Yeah.
Like playing wise, technically, they were much better than Real Madrid. Same with the Sevilla one, but Sevilla have won. That was their third in a row. Real Madrid, that was their third in a row. Funnily enough, so they were playing against teams that had been there, done that. They hadn't been there, done that yet. Now they were that team against Tottenham in the final. They'd been there, done that. That's what got them over the line.
And it was also the third one.
Yeah,
3 Sevilla, 3 Real Madrid, and then 3 for Liverpool.
Yes, so it was quite a thing, and it's and Pochettino had a few moments. There was a League Cup in there that he was the better team. There was the title race with Leicester, and then the title race with Chelsea. He should have won that to a point. They were the better team, Tottenham. He couldn't get them across.
They were the
line.
best team in the league.
Yeah, they were definitely the best.
They
team.
didn't get the results consistently.
And instead of kicking on, they regressed in the league, and that was the thing. Jurgen Klopp has actually every season gone
Well, the
better.
thing about Tottenham is they can't compete financially with those clubs like Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea.
Yeah.
You know,
but even with the players they had,
they had a good team. Don't get me wrong, but to go to that next level, you still need to improve the team, increase competition.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to compete with those finances. And I think he's been fantastic.
Having said that,
I think they've overperformed really over this period. Like
they've definitely overperformed.
For over the 5 years, considering how much money they have, they're spending on wages. He's done really well.
He's done an amazing job.
But however, to get from say 5-6 to 2-3 maybe is one thing. To get from 2-3 to number 1, that's something different. And that's
absolutely, I agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah,
and he's done well enough to get them to there, but he just doesn't seem to have that, or hasn't learnt it yet.
Well, look, do you think if he was coaching Liverpool, do you think he would be in Klopp's position right now?
No.
But you also...
I think he'd be
so
similar
this
to
is the
Brendan
other thing.
Rodgers.
We're saying they don't have the money, right? What's Liverpool's net spend, right? The reason why our net spend isn't high is because we sold Coutinho, we sold Suarez. We had these amazing sales with
And still.
ridiculous amount of money. We still have a little bit... We have spent over our net spend, right?
Oh no, I think we're in the green currently. I know that we've just... Yeah.
Like that,
No, but I think your wages would be at a level that could win the Premier League.
Yeah,
at that high. I mean, it's not like City's level. City's
most
insane.
of the money actually goes into wages, not the transfer fees.
From what I remember, when Coutinho was sold, that put Liverpool at like a record profit taken for that financial year.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's how instrumental those sales have been for the team. Right?
And Tottenham did that basically every year. They're in the positive basically every year.
And did they have that huge injection of cash though?
Just from Bale.
Look,
They have not been buying at the level of the other clubs. It's simple. In the top 6, they have the lowest net spend by a country mile over the last, basically over Pochettino's reign.
Right.
So he has been sort of handcuffed in that sense. However, I feel like to make that next step, and because a lot of people look at Pep Guardiola, right, and they say, "Oh, give me $1 bazillion and I'll win you a League Cup." That's not true. There's a lot of clubs that are given infinite amount of money or close to it, and they do not do what he does. He gets them playing at such a high level; it is absolutely ridiculous. And you need to know how to use the money. You know, he's still all the players he buys are basically useful, whereas you look at Manchester United. Almost all the big players they've bought are not useless, but useless to the team.
Sorry, Di Maria was useless.
Surplus to needs.
Well, they're just not. They're not made to fit
for that
the
team.
system.
You're right. Yeah,
they're not. And as soon as they go somewhere else, they thrive.
They're doing well.
Right?
Yeah.
Lukaku's killing it. Even Sanchez, when he plays, he does good.
Di Maria, when he went back to PSG, he killed it. Like, not killed
He's
it, but
playing a lot better.
Smalling, killing it at Roma. Is it Roma?
Yeah, Roma.
Yeah, Roma. He's killing it there. Whereas, Pep Guardiola, he buys good, you know. He spends a lot of money, but he spends good, you know. And Pochettino given that option to spend the money, I don't see. He doesn't feel to me like the kind of manager who would know how to use it and know how to get what he needs.
He's never had the chance.
Well, some of their signings haven't really kicked on, haven't they?
No.
I mean, they had Soldado.
Yes.
I
Was
think
that under Pog?
I think it was.
Because they had that. Obviously, that's. I think that might have been under Redknapp because they sold.
Was it?
Gareth Bale, and then they bought, I think,
Oh, it might be. No,
10 players or something like that, of which I think Eriksen's the only survivor. Lamella, I think, as well, was in that batch as well.
Okay.
So those two were basically the only two players that were...
But no, Abdul makes a fair point. He hasn't had a serious chance to really make his own signings.
So, of course, he wouldn't have that experience to really know what to do with it. Where Pep Guardiola had that experience, maybe not spending, but definitely the players that he knows what he wants to spend on. When he was at Barcelona and you know, his track record he really had good players to kind of work with. So he kind of knows what exactly he wants. I need a defender. You know what? I really need that goalkeeper. I need the goalkeeper that I need to.
Well, I think he would have gone there in the end.
Of course, he would have.
That's what we all said.
Yeah.
But I think
if he had,
it would have taken him
2
or 3 seasons to work out what he needs.
Absolutely. So did Pep. Pep didn't. You know, this is just sort of. By the time he got to Man City, he had an experience, crazy experience, amount of experience.
Would you say that Pep succeeded though?
Sorry,
Where?
Man City,
just in general.
Yeah, no, like has he succeeded in Man City? Because he would have been brought in to win a Champions League, right?
That's the whole.
Because when he got there, they'd already won like many leagues, right?
No, they hadn't won that many.
They just won one.
They hadn't hit these levels. They'd won 2.
Yeah, so they'd won, right? Like they had Pellegrini before him, didn't they?
Well, Mancini won their first one, and then Pellegrini won with Mancini's team.
Yeah, so
like Mancini let him know.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
when Pep was brought in, he was brought in to win a Champions League.
That's it.
But it depends how you define success. If it's by the Champions League, then no.
He's still there.
But he could win.
He's
made them a much better side.
And he could win this season.
But I think you're right. I think they've already done the whole Premier League thing, and I think now when you get to Pep Guardiola, we won a Champions League. That's what we want.
Yeah,
and he hasn't done that.
It's like take us to the promised land.
It's like I
agree with you on that.
The second part of that.
I can take you to Las Vegas. It's still pretty good, right?
It's beautiful. But he hasn't taken there yet, and we'll see. Yeah.
Well, the thing about
Vegas.
Pep,
every day.
Pep made it quite clear when he came. You know, Manchester City does not have the what's the word? The history of the clubs that are competing at the highest point. You know, like Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Juventus, Real Madrid, all those. They've got this now. They've got stature. Man City now they're actually feared in Europe. Before they weren't. Before they were just a strong team.
The new kids on the
block. They were PSG,
basically. Yeah.
right? And you look at PSG. Everyone's still laughing at PSG because they haven't gone past the quarterfinals.
Jesus Christ! Could you imagine Guardiola at PSG?
I could, yeah.
I think he'd quit after 2 seasons. He'd be like, "This is boring. I'm done." Like Bayern was bad enough, but PSG is just, just the gap between PSG and the rest.
I was more talking about having that buying power.
Man City have more buying power.
Yeah, that's true.
So
he would have downgraded.
A bit like Mourinho is allegedly doing, but I think that this Tottenham side is better than the Manchester United side.
I think so.
That he had. Yeah. I think that's clear.
Oh no.
I think they're clearly better.
I don't know about clearly.
Oh, no,
are you talking about talent-wise?
They're better.
Wait, are you talking about talent-wise?
Yeah, they're better.
Do you mean talent-wise?
They're better.
Talent-wise, 100%. 100%.
No, they are better.
Who better than Lukaku in that team?
First of all, Lukaku's not in that team.
I don't care. I'm saying when he was there. What are you talking about?
Second of all,
no, when he was
Harry
there,
Kane is much better than Lukaku.
Shit right now. I can't. All right, Pogba. Who's better than Pogba right now?
Harry Kane is a more complete striker.
Eriksen's Tottenham.
All right.
Let's
move on.
I think it's very hard. No, but it's very hard to say talent.
What is talent?
No. It's very hard to say talent wise because like everybody
what
can.
What does that mean?
Everybody can look at somebody and be like, they have potential. You can say that about so many. Exactly. Potential is like your own illusion of what this player could be.
Exactly.
Right.
So Pogba,
what has he done?
Incredible player.
What has he done?
Playing for France. From what I've heard.
What are you
I've watched him a few times. I haven't watched him enough to have a full opinion. But it's like yes, on paper, Pogba is a very sexy name. But when you rock up to watch him play on grass, it's a bit different.
Wow, man. Who better than him on that Tottenham
No,
team?
no, but
That's what I'm trying to say.
No, but what I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you watch the Tottenham team play together...
Son, yeah.
But it's
No.
a completely different player, though.
I guess if we're saying... Oh, no, absolutely.
Dele
So
Alli
now
was
the
good
whole
back in
argument
the
then is...
What's happened to
Dele
Dele
Alli's
Alli?
fallen away.
Yeah.
So you're saying
Fallen
on paper...
So you're saying...
On-
I'm talking about on paper.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like we have
Now
two
I'm,
different
that,
colours.
I'm
Yeah,
just,
That's
I'm
what
just
on
clarifying
paper,
the
Michael
argument.
is saying Tottenham is by far better than Manchester United,
Okay.
which I disagree 100%.
Okay, so we'll say that Pogba is the next best thing, right?
We'll say he is.
No, so we'll say that Pogba is the best player in Man United, and
But Pogba
He is
was-
the best player in
he,
the world.
he is in
Who's better than him?
99% of people will agree with that, right? So
But Pogba at Juventus and Pogba at France, playing for France,
That's
is
where
like,
you
he's
see-
a beast, right?
Pogba at Juventus was incredible.
Yeah,
was
he's
Pogba.
an incredible
Yeah.
player. He's in the
It's just
wrong
unfortunate in the environment, yeah.
place. Yeah.
So it's got nothing to do with-
Anyway, he's been injured for a while, right?
No, but that's
Can
what
I
I'm
do
saying.
it?
That's what I'm saying. So talent on paper. I'm getting both of your. I get what both of you are
So if
saying.
you're talking about team-wise,
I'm actually not
absolutely.
saying much here. So.
No, you said no. You said Tottenham
I'm just
is
hearing
by
up.
far better than Manchester United. That's what you said.
Yeah, but I didn't mention Pogba.
Far
in that.
better. So far better.
So anyway,
way
far
better.
better.
Like
let's-
Everest versus Kosciuszko.
Okay. So let's just break this down. Pogba is, let's just say, the best team player in both those teams, right?
He is. Yeah.
Who's next in Manchester United?
Come on, man.
No, seriously.
Lukaku, bro.
He's
The
not-
guy's a beast.
He's at Inter Milan. Okay, who's
No, but
next?
you
Are you talking
you
about
said
now?
you
Or are
were
we talking
saying
about now?
Yeah, who is left at Manchester United?
Oh, I thought you said when Mourinho took over.
That's what I'm
Man
saying.
United.
That's what we're
Look,
talking about.
okay, we'll count him in then. We'll count Lukaku in then. Well, that's fine. Harry
He's
Kane's
the
better.
third best.
Lukaku's still good.
I have to agree, Harry Kane is better.
Yeah, he's definitely better.
Okay, who's better than Rashford?
Oh, come on.
No. I asked the question.
That's
Son is better than Rashford, definitely.
Son is the best
Yeah,
player
Son,
on that
yeah,
team.
I have to agree.
Son is the
Definitely
best player on the Tottenham team. When Harry Kane was lining up against Liverpool, I'm like, we've won this.
Ericsson is better than Rashford. But they're different players, but Ericsson is better than Rashford. Definitely.
Ericsson's a gun, man.
Ericsson's still one of the better, like, even though he was like in a negative Tottenham environment, still like killing, like he comes on like Fabregas for
Alex
Arsenal back in the
Sanchez.
day. Sanchez.
And that's not talking about how his form is. I'm talking about as a player, bro.
So now we've got like a mixed bag here. We're talking
Who's
about
better than Sanchez in the Tottenham team? Come on,
At
man.
this moment, everyone.
Was Di Maria with Mourinho?
Di Maria was in Mourinho. Come on, man.
He was in Mourinho.
Sorry,
he was in
he
Mourinho's
was
team.
with Mourinho.
with Mourinho,
Yeah,
Di Maria.
yeah. Alex Sanchez. Come on, man. Don't talk about the form. Let's talk about talent on paper. Dude,
Those are some
when it
big
comes
names.
to Tottenham, when you talk about Tottenham, it's a
Oh,
very
they have
short
a lot
list.
of, they had
It's
a lot
very
of
short-
big names.
But
man, you
then,
know.
let's take it
Yeah, but
back.
talent. No, the reason they're big names is talent.
Oh, absolutely. However,
No.
there's more. You got to,
We're talking about paper.
Let's let Cos speak because
Yeah.
you said about 5% of this conversation.
No, I don't have much to add really. I just think I do think Tottenham's better
As
Yeah,
a team.
okay,
exactly.
as a team. As a team.
That's fine.
Okay, because
There's no doubting
And
on
Mourinho's
paper.
going to come in and
Alright.
break all that. So we're all
There's no
good.
doubting on paper.
I understand now
No?
what Abdul's talking about. Okay,
I understand now. I really, yeah.
Manchester United 100% have players on their own that exceed the talent of the players individually on Tottenham's team, but they are not made for each other. They,
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
No,
Fair
but
enough.
that's-
if you're
like-
playing
That's
FIFA
fair.
Yeah, absolutely.
thing,
It's a
every
5-star,
line would be
yeah.
red.
5 stars.
Every
Yeah,
every
no, but
line
we're
would be
not
red.
arguing that.
They have
We're
no
not-
chemistry whatsoever.
Yeah, but we're not arguing that. That was not like straight away would have agreed with that
Yeah.
point.
yeah.
I'm still
well,
saying
Can't
that.
argue that.
Yeah. I'm still just saying that their player cards have much nicer stats.
Yeah. Form wise.
no, their form is terrible.
No. I'm saying no. We're just talking about in terms of like unfortunately. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
right now.
form's the wrong word, but
But as a team,
yeah,
as
yeah.
a team,
Look,
Manchester United. I'm saying he had that. Now he's gonna have this Mourinho. I think he's gonna change this team as a team.
make them worse.
Hopefully not.
He's gonna break them apart.
He's
Let's
going to
go.
destroy
He's
them.
gonna destroy.
Well,
He's gone.
He's gonna
He's
be
the,
good.
he's
Oh,
the
he'll
assassin.
teach him how to park the bus.
but
Absolutely.
so you're implying that when
Get
Mourinho
that
was at
trophy. He
Manchester
needed to get the
United,
trophy.
they worked well together.
Yes.
Did they work well together?
Listen, they got the
Mourinho-
results. You can't get that by
Wait,
like you
they
said.
didn't, though.
Pure talent.
Mourinho.
What do you mean?
No,
They got
no.
second. No, they didn't get the result. Well, okay,
Oh, you mean under Mourinho?
yeah, under Mourinho? I'm talking about. Oh, this is all about Mourinho.
Yeah.
So when he
Okay. Sorry. Okay, we lost track there. Okay,
I'm on track. I'm just saying.
No. Okay, here we go. Look.
Mourinho is the man.
We were saying that Tottenham's team is better,
Yes.
right, than the Manchester United team that Mourinho inherited.
So imagine Mourinho.
Therefore, Mourinho coming to Tottenham
it's gonna be amazing.
will rip it better than he did at Manchester
Rip
United.
the team.
But
Whether that will be good enough to beat Liverpool and Manchester City,
It's not. It's not.
that's another
No,
thing.
it's
but that's all dependent on whether the team.
That's a big leap.
The team is so
That's a big
good
leap.
because they work well together, or the team is good because Pochettino got them to that level of
I
chemistry.
think Pochettino got them there.
Now, if Pochettino got them to that level of chemistry and Mourinho comes in and breaks that, then it's going to completely change the game.
Yeah, if he makes those green lines red, that's
Yeah.
that's going to crumble. Right?
That would be
But
amazing.
either way, I'm super excited to
I'm
find
super
out.
excited.
I
I'm so
am too.
Oh, we
when
all
I
are.
when I heard
I
that,
want to see. Yeah.
when I heard that, I'm like, oh, I didn't know it was Christmas already. Another 2 months of entertainment from Mourinho. It's
gonna be
gonna
good.
fantastic.
It's gonna be good. It
I'm
was
going
already
to watch every single. You know what? I would miss a few Liverpool games just so I can watch
Oh,
Mourinho's
absolutely.
press.
Can we
press
get
conference.
Yes.
get Wenger back at Arsenal? Just
Oh, yeah.
until Christmas.
Yeah.
Can we put Mourinho in Arsenal?
Actually, I would like to talk about that for a moment as well, right? All this talk about Tottenham, all
Emery.
this talk about
We're talking about Avery.
Emery,
That's right.
Arsenal. I was under the impression they weren't actually doing that badly. The fans are in meltdown. They're saying
They want to win, bro.
Simple as that.
They haven't won for a long time.
Yeah.
That's it.
they won what though?
They haven't Champions League. They can't
Premier
even make,
League.
Sorry,
They can't even make the top 4
they
anymore.
haven't been in the Champions League for a long time now.
They can't.
Anyway,
They're losing it.
anyway,
They had
anyway.
the top 4 group.
Yeah.
Then Tottenham came along. They lost the top 4 group.
No, Pochettino came along.
Arsenal missed the
Pochettino,
boat, though.
whatever. It's the same semantics.
Yeah,
They
but
lost the top 4.
because before Tottenham was just
Agreed.
the
Arsenal-
joke of
Yeah.
North London.
Arsenal missed the boat, right? They had the Invincibles. They had an incredible team. They missed the boat. That was where they could have built a dynasty. They could have built what Man United was.
Where are we?
This is back when, when
So
they had
before the
Thierry
Royal
Henry. Yeah. If they had the funds to then consolidate their complete domination of the league, they would be probably the biggest team in the EPL.
That's a fair call.
I
Because that was back in 2004. So
Yeah,
that's
it was
a long time ago.
It was
Well,
back when Thierry... Dude, you build a team big enough where Thierry Henry doesn't leave, and you're winning 2 or 3 in a row.
if they had Thierry on Instagram. Well, look, here's my take on that Arsenal team, because when Arsene Wenger took over them, they were more like a Mourinho team. They were solid at the back,
Very solid defensive team, yeah.
and Arsene Wenger loosened them up a bit, right? And then he sort of added the thing that they were missing,
Chemical X.
chemical X, and basically they had 5-6 good years where they were really top, right? And then they got to that Champions League final. They lost to Barcelona, and that's sort of where it all started.
Sliding
pear-shaped.
doors.
Well, it's not even that, because that's when the stadium was bought. That's when the funds dried up. They stopped buying players. When Arsene Wenger kept them
Again, yeah.
steady for a very long time, did very well, but when he got to the other side, he didn't know how to take the next step up, because then he got the funds, he started buying players, but he couldn't take that step up, and he'd sort of, I don't know, Arsenal had this habit of getting into good situations. Whenever they were in a good situation, they just start losing games. Like I don't know if it's a complacency or something. They didn't have that intensity they needed to win when they're ahead. However, when they fell behind, they would always find this energy, backs against the wall, and they'd find a way through. They'd start beating, the top teams, and often at the back end of a season, they'll win 10 not 10 in a row.
Can you understand why the fans are frustrated?
Oh yeah,
I mean, this is me.
but that was under Wenger, right? And Wenger had this sort of. He was, as we pointed out in many of our videos, the most consistent team by far in the Premier League for, I think, 12 years. They were, I think, third, fourth. It was just constantly.
They had the top 4 group. Then they lost that group.
and then
the fans
Champions
got
League, of
angry.
course, round of 16,
You know
knocked
what
out every single time.
You know
round
what the
of 16,
saddest thing about...
usually against Bayern.
The saddest thing about that is, right, that makes you a very, very good team. Very, very good team. And everybody hates you. Your own fans hate you.
Or your own fans hate you. Everyone else is like, yeah, they're a joke.
No, but that's Like, that's ridiculous,
It's like
man.
we're so good, we're boring. There's nothing changes.
It's
like we're
then
so
again,
close, but they're not content with that third spot.
I get that though,
Yeah.
because when I watch Federer, I'm like, oh, semi-finals again. Man, this guy's not good anymore, is he? It's like this guy's been he goes to sleep, he wakes up, he's in a
Yes.
semi-final. That's how consistent this guy is. He's playing in 2 tournaments at the same time.
But nobody
you
gonna-
can say you watched
But
it.
I think with Arsenal, think about it. No one's going to talk about that. No one's going to talk about not no one, but I'm saying it's not as good as you got this many Grand Slams. That's what we want to know. And Arsenal's like, we want the trophies. If
Yeah.
you don't have that many trophies, no one's going to
They're
talk about your
But
third
they didn't
spot.
want the trophies for a while.
No, what I'm saying is my
They were
point. This is
happy.
my point. This is my point. Third spot. They were the most consistent. Cool, bro.
Mm.
So they want to get to the level of we want to win back to good old days.
I don't get this mentality
Mm.
that people have nowadays. Whereas if you're not the greatest, you're trash, right?
Yeah.
There's no
Not
great.
first, you're last.
Yeah, exactly. It's black or white. You're either the greatest or you're nothing, right? You hear it all the time. And the
Actually,
Messi
for
versus
me, I'm a
Ronaldo.
Newcastle fan. There's a very, if I'm not relegated, I'm good. If we're moving on up, I'm good. There's a lot of excitement.
We'll see how long that lasts.
You know what I mean, though,
We've
right?
got haters like this man saying, "Ooh, we'll see how long that lasts."
They won 2 in a row.
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
man. Appreciate it. Thank
Okay,
you, man.
okay. Here's
Not how long that's gonna last.
Barcelona versus Liverpool. Messi has put on a masterclass, 3-0,
Yeah.
right? Next game they come and lose 4-0.
And one of the
suddenly
greatest. First of all, one of the greatest
Masterclass
comebacks.
of
too.
Origi.
Far.
People were writing sonnets with violins backing them about how great Messi was after the first game. After the second game, they're like, trash.
I know.
Trash. He's the worst player of all time.
It only took
Well,
Liverpool.
it shows
though.
the fickle nature of the fan, isn't
But
it? They're
no,
very
but-
emotional
No,
creatures.
but I think this is a recent thing. I actually think
You-
this
it's
is recent.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
no,
know
like,
about
and when I say
that.
recent, I say the last 10 years. I don't think that there was this much emphasis
Mhm.
in the sense of like anybody who's second, there's like that's second, all the losers.
All right, I want to bring this
Awesome.
back to Arsenal, right?
10 years ago, who's second? No one cares.
Because
Doesn't
That's
matter.
why-
They're still a great team.
Yeah,
all
sure.
right, let's just bring this
And they
back.
deserve to get paid,
Bring
sorry.
this back to Arsenal, right? I'll add a bit of context to the whole thing. It built over time, right? There was a point where they said, "No, we're still in the Champions League. You know, we're in the top 4. Blah blah blah." Like Arsenal fans were content for a very long time. They were content. They were happy to be where they were.
Well, I think they understood because of their stadium situation.
exactly.
So they understood
They
that,
were,
right?
intelligent fans.
But
Once the stadium got paid off,
but the Arsenal fans expect to be winning trophies.
That's it.
the entitlement kicked in, and
Yeah.
Entitlement,
and
that's the word.
it has grown since that moment, and they are now the most entitled fans. They're more entitled than the Manchester United fans after
Madrid.
Ferguson left.
What about the
I
Real Madrid
couldn't-
fans?
Look, Madrid doesn't count. They're not even a club. They're just
I
an
couldn't
abomination
agree.
on football. They're-
I couldn't agree with you more. The more they're very entitled. It doesn't matter what the manager does. Doesn't matter. They're not
All the
happy.
players.
All the players. They're not happy. They're not happy.
The way that they've torn Shaka apart
It's crazy.
is disgraceful.
Absolutely disgraceful.
It has been to the point where this guy has
Yeah, that might be-
thrown
I didn't look
down
at it that way.
his
Yeah.
his captain's armband and basically given the finger to the crowd and said, "Is that the best you got?"
Yeah.
To the home fans.
I mean, it's
And-
crazy now.
And being well within his rights to do so. He shouldn't have done it, but
I was
I
playing.
shouldn't have done it, but I like that.
I understand. I
I
understand
completely-
it. Yeah.
It's funny,
Understand it.
it's funny,
Yeah.
Michael, because I was playing soccer on Sundays, and you got a bunch of guys there that I play with, and you got a bunch of Arsenal fans, and we were talking about, and they were making fun of the Arsenal fans, saying even if we gave you Klopp, you guys won't be happy. Even if you guys have the best manager in the league right now, you guys will be like, we want him out. That's how they just.
Oh, not if they'll get.
I'm
these
sorry.
results.
No, I'm
I'm
not saying-
sorry. No, but like I
I'm not
would be
saying-
happy with Klopp even if even if we got relegated. I'd be happy to have Klopp.
Yes,
I-
hold on.
okay,
You,
yes.
I love Klopp.
Arsenal, we're getting to that stage of
Oh,
they don't
Klopp's
care.
amazing.
I want to give context to that too, because last season, or 2 seasons ago, Liverpool fans were starting to get in the back of Klopp as well. They were starting to say, "We haven't won anything."
The whole
Like,
Klopp out thing, yeah.
But that was only like 10%, maybe if like.
I thought that was more.
Arsenal would have been
I
100.
thought, no,
Yeah,
I
well,
thought,
Arsenal would have been
I'm
at
sorry.
least 50%.
I thought that was
Exactly.
more a meme than anything.
No. There were actual fans that was like the fact that fans were even thinking that at that stage is just like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Fortunately, it was a very small percentage.
That was G-rated.
Um,
Bring it to Arsenal.
Bring
They
it
would
to-
be- another level. You would have seen
It's
banners.
baby, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Nothing yet.
What do you mean Arsenal? It's like adding fertilizer to a plant's growth.
But I'm saying just what they are at this stage. That's what they went to that level of.
so,
They're not happy with anything.
and so what I'm saying is Emery has been very hard done by.
Yes.
I don't think he's done that badly.
He hasn't done that.
He improved last season,
Mm.
right? This season, the competition has gotten much harder.
Much harder.
Leicester are
Yes.
playing phenomenally. Chelsea have
That's-
just
Oh,
come
Brendan
out of
Rodgers.
I'm
freaking
glad. I'm
nowhere.
glad you brought that up about the competition because a lot of fans and even managers and
I think they stand
owners,
still.
yeah, they think like, right, we've done this well. Next year we're going to be this well, and they don't consider. Hang on, everyone else has gotten better. We may not have progressed as quickly as them. Therefore,
Yeah.
people don't consider that.
Wait a minute.
That's a very good point.
Is Pep lining up a literal nuclear warhead at number 10? Let us win or everybody dies. Even me, I've got the button here.
Arsenal's just at that point. Yeah.
And I think that I did want to talk about the progression of the league, right? We've got obviously we talk about how the Premier League has several leagues within the league. Every league does, but only in the Premier League these leagues are as
Performing.
entertaining.
And pretty entertaining, yeah.
So you look at, so we go to Spain, right? Relegation battle. No one cares, right? The reason you care about a relegation battle is because the clubs there are, they're used to being, they're big clubs, right? Like in the Premier League, or the English system rather, it's the only system which has 2-3 Champions League winners that are playing in outside the first division,
Yeah.
right? Past Champions League winners. Aston Villa's come back now, but also what was the other one? That brilliant Nottingham Forest.
Nottingham Forest,
It's just
amazing,
incredible. They've won two Champions Leagues, one title. So they're the only club that has done something that's so ridiculous.
Yeah, that's still more titles than some other
Arsenal
clubs.
and Manchester City,
Thank you.
but not Chelsea anymore, and actually more than Chelsea too. But anyway, Newcastle coming back from relegation, right? Like, it's interesting because these clubs are huge. The teams that get relegated from Serie A, La Liga, Bundesliga, they're
not big clubs.
They're
no.
expected to get relegated, right? They're happy to make it into the first division, and the relegation battle. There's nothing on the line. You know what I mean?
They're fodder.
It's just they're happy to be there. It's like
Well, that's the thing because I can't.
Participation ribbon.
I can't speak for Spain because I don't know it as well. But in Italy,
it's worse.
No. Well, the teams that usually get relegated and are like sort of hovering in the lower part of the league, they're just provincial clubs. Essentially, they're small towns or very small cities that are playing at a high level. Or,
Well, they have a manager.
Whereas
that's
you
just
can-
brilliant.
you compare it to Newcastle and Sunderland, who are big cities in England. Like they're big. They got massive followings,
Sunderland is in League One.
massive stadiums. Exactly.
Leeds.
So it's a completely Leeds as well.
Leeds
A
is
completely
massive.
different situation.
You know what I'm laughing at is I had a flashback to primary school. You know when you had the lineup and everybody
I'm
would
glad.
pick
I'm
people-
glad I provided a memory for you.
You know, like when everybody
Yeah.
lined up and like you'd pick one person each.
Yes.
And then suddenly,
Yeah.
like that's how they do the Italia League, the Serie A. They're like, all right, come on. Yeah, I'm just happy to be here.
Oh my god, I got chosen today.
The teams that get relegated from Serie A are the kids that get picked last.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the chubby kid who never gets picked for anything. And he's just
And they're like,
"Oh my
hey,
God,
you're
I'm
now in
feeling
like the
welcome."
best. You're now in like the top league. Yes,
It's just like the next season.
I'm with the big
And that's how it
boys.
is in most places. So I mean, so straight off the bat, the relegation battle has interesting parts to it in the Premier League. At the moment, we've got the three teams that are sort of look currently destined: Norwich, Watford, and Southampton. Southampton is a club that has used to be,
I've got faith they can turn it around.
oh, they can definitely turn
Yeah.
around, and they've shown signs of it. And that's the thing, right? Like that club is now down there. Sheffield is 5th. Where
That's
the
incredible.
heck has that come
I
from?
don't have absolutely no idea.
Why
That
was
is
surprised?
incredible.
Leicester's done this before. Now, come on, guys.
And that was Sheffield's turn.
That's right.
Aston Villa has come back up, right? So Norwich was obviously the top team in the championship last week by a country mile.
They were.
Sheffield came second. Aston Villa just sort of Yeah.
Which begs the
wobbled
question:
through.
what juice are they giving to the kids in Championship?
Don't know.
What juice? Because I want some.
I agree.
I can partially explain that.
How are you part?
It's called Trenbolone sandwiches, my friend.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, so
Michael,
there's
please do go on.
it's the juice of low expectations.
Oh.
That's a juice.
I love that
It's
juice.
also- it's
it's
also
actually
the-
one of my
It's
favorite
fantastic.
juices.
It's the
It's a
same
nice
when you're
juice.
winning
It's a nice
effect,
juice.
right?
I love that juice.
And there's that too.
Yeah.
They've also got the confidence of winning games. They got the momentum. They still think they're invincible. But the first half of the season, they think we're so good. Look, we're beating teams.
They
and
bring
stuff
that winning
like that.
mentality into the.
And then in the second half
Premier
of the season, it dies, and then
Because
they're just,
they're
it's like
not
Hull
good
City.
enough.
They're
Hull
just family
City,
for
yeah.
life. However, in the Premier League, there's this big issue now, which is a great issue to have, where clubs like Everton, for example, they bought so many players. West Ham bought so many players, right? They're thinking of great
Everton are
things.
annoying, man.
But
Same thing every year. Buy a bunch of players, and then we're not getting results. Buy more players.
Hold on, we're not getting results.
let's
Is it
buy.
not
Fire the
getting
manager.
results? Fire the manager. Do the same thing again. Are you
Yeah.
insane? Yes, that's a definition of insanity.
Doing the same thing, expecting a
Do their
different
fans
result.
have an issue though?
Well,
Okay.
no, they don't.
Well,
actually.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
think they
see,
would.
now, I like that. I like that. They know their place and they're going to stay there. Like the
They're
scum they
just
are.
annoyed that they keep losing to Liverpool. But
No, look,
Have
I
they
judged the
but however-
opportunity.
Have they heard of the word continuity or stability? Very important words. You might want to adopt that in your vocabulary.
No, but
anti-club
you just
culture.
said they just stay at 8th. Literally.
Opposition-wise, yeah, but
Yeah, that
but
is
the thing
stability. That
they,
is so stable.
Okay,
they
currently,
they have the potential to move into like 6th, maybe 7th. You know, like
I don't know
challenging the top 4 more, but they need more continuity to do
look,
that.
currently,
Like right now, they're 15th or something.
Yes, so
Something
currently
ridiculous.
they're sitting on equal points with Tottenham. Tottenham is 14th. I think they have a bit of goal difference, so
They're third.
I think that makes Everton 15th.
I told them a better guy.
They are 3 points off Sheffield in 5th. That's 14th
No,
and
it's
15th
not
place.
that. It's not that close, is it?
Yeah, it's that close.
It's that close.
West Ham is next in line. They're 4 points off 5th, but they're 1 spot above or 2 spots above the relegation zone.
Oh, yeah, it is too.
However,
Wow.
they're like 6 points clear of the relegation zone or something like that.
You know what I
Yeah.
love though?
There's Newcastle,
I love
number
the
13.
fact that
Let's
the
go.
X factor is just so. It's so
Right.
minuscule percentage and means so much.
Are we talking about what gets championship teams?
Yeah. So, like, you need a visionary, right? You need a Steve Jobs. You need a Elon Musk. You need a Bill Gates. You need a Mourinho. You need a Klopp. You need a Pep Guardiola. You need those guys who will stand up there and sell you an Apple Watch, right? And believe what they're selling and sell it to you in a way that you can't help but be swept up in it, right? That is what Klopp's done for Liverpool.
Oh,
He's a
done.
visionary, right?
Oh, he's
Well,
incredible.
he's also something of a... He's taken control of the club.
Yeah. Well, I
in a
mean,
similar way to what Ferguson did to Manchester United.
Yeah.
His vibe is... His DNA
invested.
is everywhere.
It's invested.
It's
Tell you
everywhere.
what,
Yeah, and that's a great thing to have with someone like that.
If
Now-
you're good.
Yeah. You know,
if
Because
he
Hodgson
wins-
did the same
if
thing.
he wins-
I gotta wash this off. It doesn't come off.
if he wins the Premier League with Liverpool, then there must be a statue.
I
There
agree.
has to be a statue.
or
It
at
is
least
a
name
disgrace.
the stand or something.
No,
What?
both.
No.
There needs to be a statue of
I'm
him.
pretty sure there's an Origi statue.
What?
that makes sense, man.
I think there's actually an Origi
What?
statue.
Where?
That's pretty cool because Origi's clutch. But anyway,
Well, I want a massive Klopp statue in gold.
They're just going
It
to paint
has to be-
glasses onto
no,
it.
has to be
no, it can't
outs-
be in gold. It has to be in silver. Second place.
If he wins the Premier League,
Oh, I thought you said if he didn't win.
bro, come on. If he wins, he has to.
What do you mean if? You
Oh.
slanderous pig.
It's still early.
It's disgusting.
It's still early.
No, I don't want. I want to enjoy. No, you're right. They're like an
I'm not
alcoholic
saying-
father.
I'm
They
not
will
saying-
find a way to disappoint you.
You can enjoy this moment. Don't you worry about that. I'm just saying.
Every time I
If he
see,
wins, there
Alright,
must be a
look,
statue.
Look, we'll get to
100%.
Liverpool in a moment because there's still a lot in between the relegation fodder and Liverpool.
yeah, there is.
The current status quo of the Premier League, essentially, we have the three relegated teams, not in the relegation zone, the teams that are relegated already, 12 games into the season.
Wouldn't that be sad?
Almost everybody else up until fifth place. So we've got what is it? Is that 17th place through to fifth? I think there's like 5 points separating them.
Wow.
And then there's I think
6 points.
a 6 point. Oh, there you go. And then there's another 6 point gap. I think
There's an 8
or
point.
8 point gap
There's an
to
8 point gap to
Isn't
fourth.
to fourth place.
That's just so exciting, though, right? I just love it.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
it's a
very
mixture, right?
Extremely
Because-
congested.
So, the way me and Cos like to look at the league, there's a relegation battle, there's the title race, there's the battle for Europe, and then there is the battle for mid-table. Now, the teams that go into the battle for mid-table, currently those 13 teams or whatever it is,
That's me right there.
they're a mixture of teams that are trying not to be in the relegation battle, so they'll be happy to be in the mid-table battle, which is safe from relegation. And then there's the teams fighting for Europe,
But are stuck in the mid-table.
that are stuck in the mid-table and they don't want to be in the mid-table battle, such as West Ham,
Newcastle?
Everton. No, Newcastle's
Don't
happy.
disrespect, man.
Newcastle is
We're not.
over the moon with where they
We're
are
not.
right now.
We're not. Look at the.
You're not.
Look at the. Look it up. We're
They-
not. As
they-
fans, we're not. We
No,
expect a bit better.
They're like Leeds United.
I'm kidding. We're very happy where we are.
They're
Yeah.
over the moon.
We're
Although
very happy
they're
where
not
we
happy
are.
with the situation, but they're
I
happy
know.
with where they are.
Absolutely. 13th at the moment. Keep it up. We're doing well.
But Steve Bruce is the manager.
I know. Still.
But he's done the job.
It's just it's so interesting. Like, watching these games where you're like, oh, we've got Wolves. You know,
Yeah.
we've got Wolves. It's not a team that should strike
Another
fear.
team.
And yet you're like,
Sort of did a Leicester.
Yeah.
yeah.
They went from championship to 7th place.
And they're looking so good. Right? They've played pretty well this
They
season.
deserve to be there.
Yeah.
Um,
And then, like,
people are actually touting them as actual potential Europa League winners.
No, well, you've got a point. You look at those teams, they can hurt us.
yeah, exactly.
That's what it is.
And then you look at the other leagues. You look at Serie A, you look at La Liga, you look at... Well, La Liga's a bit topsy-turvy this season, but La Liga is always going to end up with Real Madrid, Barcelona going towards the top with the occasional contender every 10 years. The German league is incredibly interesting right now. There are, I think, 7 teams basically fighting for the title. It's
Well,
ridiculous.
I need to be emotionally invested in some teams. See, it happened slowly with the EPL for me.
Yes.
I have this horrible thing where if I'm not emotionally invested, it doesn't mean as much for me.
You'll be pleased to know that everybody does that.
Okay, good.
And that's why, we've got to get people emotionally invested before they're going to... So, don't worry, we're not going to talk too
We don't
much
get
about,
into that.
Yeah, no, we're not going to go far into the other leagues. All I'm pointing out is that, Bundesliga has this freak season at the moment where there's literally 7 teams that could genuinely win the title.
Okay, right.
Just nuts. And they're actually doing strongly in Europe as well. So it's not like they're just all bad.
Okay. They're all bad men.
Because, like, I mean, people say, looking at the championship, it's so, it's like together and stuff like that. It's the most competitive league. It's like, yeah, but they would all get demolished by any team in, the first division because they are the second division, okay? There's a reason why they're there. Whereas, in Germany, they're doing well in Europe, and there's just this massive congestion.
Right.
La Liga is a different story. It's Barcelona and Real Madrid are lower down the table because they're playing terribly compared to their usual standards. Atletico Madrid are doing an Everton where they bought 10 players and they're betting them all in, except instead of losing games, they're just drawing everything. I think they've had 8 draws in 12 games. It's something spectacular in true Atletico Madrid fashion. And in Serie A, there's a genuine title race going on now between Inter Milan and Juventus. They're going neck and neck because Antonio Conte's there.
At Juventus?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ex-Chelsea.
At Inter.
At Inter Milan.
At Inter, right.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Juventus have Sarri, also ex-Chelsea.
Is Conte alright?
Conte is a very good manager.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Napoli have Ancelotti, also ex-Chelsea. All the Chelsea managers go to Italy because they're Italian.
Can I just aside, how sexy are those
So
names?
Bro,
Conte, sorry.
Bro, come on.
I've upset Cos.
You're telling me that the Italian managers go to Chelsea first before going to Italy?
Yeah,
That's
because-
exactly what he's saying.
Because
No,
they
no,
need
no,
them-
no,
they
no.
need that on the resume.
That's
because
exactly what he's
otherwise,
saying.
if you haven't managed
No, no,
Chelsea, you're trapped.
They manage
migrate
in Italy
migrate-
first, and then they go to Chelsea because they're blue.
No.
Okay,
They go to Chelsea.
that's why they go to Chelsea.
No,
They don't go to. I'm going to manage Chelsea first. Then I'm going to come back home. It's the other way around.
No,
Okay.
actually, it's not
That's
like
true.
that. It's like I got to make a quick
and they take
stop.
and they take turns managing the
My
Italian national side. But it is a well-known fact that Italian managers migrate to Chelsea like Muslims do to Mecca. It's something that they have to do once in their career. They go to Chelsea, have their time,
Very good point.
It's blue.
do their thing. It's blue, and they Chelsea for the longest time have had the Italian vibe, like this team that's hard to beat, and do their thing. Sarri's being a rebel and doing his own thing. But
The only reason Mourinho got the Chelsea job is because someone was wildly misinformed.
yes, and
This guy's not Italian.
They mistook him for an Italian because Portuguese are quite similar actually in their approach.
In their approach to the game, yeah.
And
Very
that's
passionate, yeah.
Passionate and just defensive.
Stubborn.
Just not conceding. goal.
Angry and
Not
defensive.
concede and not score.
Yeah.
The way they won that Euro was just typical Portugal. I think they
It was-
drew 6 games or 5 games or something on the way to win the Euros. It's stupid.
It was admiring for me. I admired that.
They qualified from the group stage with 3 draws.
Yeah,
They didn't win a game
That's
in normal time until the semi-finals or something. They just every game went into extra time.
And yet they won, and nobody cares.
So that's
Nobody cares.
so that's the history of Italy. So then we go to the Premier League and we've got
Portugal.
The history of Italy's.
But as
Italian
told,
managers.
as
It's a
told
recent
through
history.
Portugal.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
the
Italian
history of
managers.
Italy as told through Portugal's
Just
triumph.
throwing me off all the time. Just throwing me
Sorry.
off.
That was an
My words
allegory.
too.
We're really
Goodness, you want me to go into history of Italy? I can start right now.
Okay.
It all started back when I was
So-
a wee young lad.
We've gone coming back to the Premier League. We now have obviously Liverpool 8 points clear, with Leicester and Chelsea. Yes, Leicester and Chelsea in hot pursuit. Although no one believes that they're going to catch
How
them.
seriously should we take these two? I mean, Leicester and Chelsea.
As far as I'm concerned, they're part
Chelsea.
of the title race.
How cool is it that Lampard is coach? I'm sorry, I'm just a romantic. I'm a starry-eyed romantic. I love that Lampard is coaching Chelsea and they're not crap. It makes me happy.
The young players are playing well. Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham,
That they were forced
Callum
to play
Hudson
with.
Odoi.
There's no choice.
I'm 100% with you there. I'm starry-eyed when I see him play, and the fact that they lost to Liverpool at home just makes it better because I didn't have to
because-
sacrifice Liverpool's points.
Yeah.
For
I get it.
And it could continue.
We can be romantic. It's like watching a rom-com where like the side character that you really like doesn't go with the main character, but he still finds someone to fall in love with.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like,
It's
I can get behind that.
Yeah. Oh, I totally
It's
get
like
it.
they can be happy without ruining the story.
Exactly,
For me,
exactly.
And I hope the same for Tottenham. So I hope that we again beat Tottenham when we go there later on in the season. But they finished in the top 4 somehow at the expense of. Actually, no. I really like both Chelsea and Leicester's story. Is it going to be hard to knock those out? At the expense of Manchester City. I'm good with that. I'm good with Tottenham getting into the top 4 instead of
Yeah,
Manchester
don't hold your
City.
breath about that one.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I feel a little bit more confident with Leicester though than the Chelsea.
No,
Yeah.
Leicester are playing very well.
And we went through this last week, I think it was, that the teams that Leicester and Chelsea have played, they've got the exact same records. They've played each other. It was a draw. Except Leicester have played against... They both lost to the same team, Liverpool and Manchester United, in different ways. But Leicester have also played against... What was it? Arsenal, I think. They beat them. They beat someone else of importance. I can't remember, but they've had a tougher lineup than Chelsea. Chelsea basically, you could go from the bottom of the table up to like the 10th team, and that's basically who Chelsea have played this season.
Straight up. That's why I think I don't know how long they can keep this up.
Well, they're playing Manchester City this week.
That's right.
Well, Leicester have proven themselves. I mean, even defensively, they're the best defence in the league. They conceded 8 goals in 12 games.
Are they now the best defence in the
They
league?
are
But
the
Man
best
City's run's been a lot easier than Liverpool's, right? So far.
And that's actually true. Liverpool have had a tougher run than Manchester City.
Man City has not played. They've played one of the.
They
top
haven't
7,
played
haven't they?
Leicester or Chelsea. Liverpool played both of them.
Yeah.
Or Manchester United.
I mean, look at Leicester, 29 goals. That's the second best offensive team.
Yeah, after Manchester City,
attacking team.
who you're not going to... Although,
And they've
to
got
be
the best
fair,
defence in the league.
they did
Offensive
have
team.
Southampton to thank for that.
No, still, but they got 9 goals.
They scored those 9 goals.
But in the
Southampton
wet,
didn't score.
in the wet.
Yeah,
Yep.
in the wet, that was incredible.
Leicester City is another team I'm starry-eyed for.
Yeah.
Brendan Rodgers coming back. His
Oh, it'll
triumphant
be
Well, not coming
return.
back, but
It'll be
well,
so
back to the
funny if
Premier
they
League.
win the league. It'll be so funny.
Well, it can still happen. They're in second place,
Yeah.
dude. They squandered a 9 point lead last season. So
I think it was a 10-point lead, actually.
10-point lead. Yeah.
Well,
And it was two
Should have kept it
Manchester
at
City.
9. Should have kept it at 9.
Nah,
Don't-
look, keeping it real here, the facts. Gotta have the facts.
Don't remember, there's no lead that Liverpool cannot fail with.
Well,
Yes.
just to the two Liverpool fans here, Abdul and I will not write Leicester off.
No, we're not.
Ever.
Definitely.
To be fair,
Matter of fact, I'm hoping.
that also required a 13-game winning streak from Manchester City.
Yeah.
I don't think Leicester's going to
happening.
do
But the
that.
reason why Man City is not as strong as they are last season is because like they've got a few major defensive personnel out. Yeah,
Well,
they've got
Laporte's huge.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
a huge out.
I think also on top of that,
company leaving as well.
Yeah.
the level of the league has gone up as well, and I think Manchester
true.
So
City.
it's a bit of both.
That's
No,
true.
but the thing is like losing company. When was company? When did he retire? Was that last season?
No,
or
it was
season
at the end of
before?
last season.
Yeah, and then losing Laporte, right? Like that
injury,
is
yeah.
just huge.
It's huge, and they're playing guys out of position.
Yeah, and then- and then
the
the
thing
thing
is,
is,
there's a couple of
centre-
other
Andy,
different-
yeah.
There's a couple of
they're still playing brilliantly, but
Oh,
You
look,
can't-
De Bruyne hasn't been playing every game.
well, last season he basically didn't play the whole season. So
Hmm.
I'll just double
Right,
up on
okay.
that point though, because you make a great point. The reason why Manchester City are being found out is because they've got, I think, 3 centre back injuries basically.
Yeah.
And they didn't replace Company, so they don't have the depth they had last season, which Company did come in at a crucial time and got them across the line. However, last season they had the same problem, but in that period when they had those injuries, they played against basically the worst teams,
Right.
so they weren't tested. Now that the injuries have come at a time where they've actually played against teams that are
And they haven't done too
like
well.
Liverpool. As soon as that came in, and when I found out that
Yeah.
also Bravo was going to be in goals, I just went, Liverpool win. Like I normally like I go, okay, just like it's a tough game. Anything can happen in these games, but with Manchester City's injuries at the back, Liverpool is the strength of team that is actually going to hurt them, because the way
Yeah.
Manchester City play is they have an excellent defensive record. But that's because of the way they play. They don't let the other team get to their defence.
Right.
Not because their defenders are some sort of geniuses or anything like that. They hold on to the ball and they pressure the team. They make the other team lose the ball in positions that are not dangerous to Manchester
that's
City.
right.
Having said that, Man City versus Liverpool, that game wasn't a one-sided game.
That was an incredible game.
Absolutely not.
yeah,
no.
like Man City, they were just a little bit less clinical. Right?
No, Liverpool got it. Like that was probably 2-1 or 3-2 would have been a fairer result, I would say.
Dude, honestly, when I was watching that game, I was sweating. Like, even when we were 3-0 up, I'm still like,
well,
they
you
can
know
lose it
that
somehow.
you know they can score 3 in like
exactly,
5 minutes. Or
exactly.
whatever,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And Man City was so threatening. There were so many times
Yeah.
when they were going forward.
They
and
played
it's like,
incredibly.
how did you miss? And you know what? I'm fine with it. I'm okay. Please
Although
do that more.
looking back, because I felt the exact same thing. I felt throughout that entire game, from the word go, I was like, "Whoa, I'm worried."
Yeah, they
guys
came-
these
they
guys are
came
on
to play.
fire.
Did you watch? There was this thing on YouTube about Sterling, like how they gave Sterling
A lot of
a lot of stick the whole game.
yeah. But
That's
what
hilarious.
was the
I was just saying, every time Sterling touched the ball, they booed him.
that happens all the time.
Yeah, and like he just got more and more rattled as the
He
game.
was still their best player.
So you guys are not
was
over it,
pretty
huh?
damn
You guys are not over what he did, huh?
What's that?
Why are you still
I
booing?
like him. I don't
I'm
boo.
saying,
I'm
why,
not
why,
there.
why Liverpool booing him? That's just what I'm saying.
I don't have control
Why?
over the
Why is
fans do.
Liverpool booing
Well,
Sterling?
like, I understand why they're booing him, but I'm saying, it's a long time ago.
Why don't they get over it?
It's a long time ago, and they've got the players
That's what I'm saying,
to,
mate.
to not really need him.
And
No, but
and he did
why-
leave a big $50 million check there too. So
He did, yeah.
So did you guys a favour?
the golden goose.
Why do Liverpool fans boo
Oh,
Sterling?
I think
No,
it's
no,
just
no,
to
I'm
put him
saying
off his
why
game.
keep
and,
booing
you
him?
know,
That's
it's
not-
that thing. Yeah, help,
Why do
help my
Liverpool
team,
fans
boys.
keep booing Sterling?
Okay,
Let
let's
me
go
think
deep.
about
Let's
this
go
one.
deep. Come on. What have we got?
I hold nothing against. The thing is, at the time, I thought it
At
was
the
a
end
long
of the day,
move
it's his, yeah.
for
Look,
him.
man, honestly, I don't care. Right? To be real with you, I don't care. But
But I'm saying from the
no,
fans'
no.
perspective.
But it's the thing. It's a meme thing now.
Okay.
If he comes to Liverpool, and you're a Liverpool fan,
So you guys,
you drink the Liverpool beer.
Yeah.
You boo Sterling. It's just like it's a thing you do. If you go out, if you're out 2 a.m. at a Euro club,
God, was he that of an impact player? That man,
You know, I don't hate the guy, but it's just
but it's just something you got to do. If you're at a European nightclub at 2 a.m. in the morning, you got to do Molly.
Yeah.
You got to be Sterling at Anfield.
Coutinho just leave you guys just like that as well?
Yeah, but
Coutinho
Coutinho left $150 million and then he sucked at Barca. We're okay with
Actually, he
this.
didn't suck. He was actually not bad, but Barca's just ridiculous. I don't know what they were doing. They just signed all these players. They're discarding them like they're
It
trash.
was amazing. They gave Liverpool all the bargaining power in
No,
the
no.
negotiation as well. It was just like, we want this guy. I'm like, oh, you want? Oh,
At all costs.
right.
Hello, Liverpool.
At all costs, yeah. Liverpool's like, right.
They called up Liverpool. They're like, Liverpool, you have our hostage. We will pay you 150 million euro. All right.
152. It was a bit like
sure.
Real Madrid when they announced that they were going to buy Gareth Bale at all costs. How funny is that coming
At all costs. I'm
All
like,
circles.
oh, right.
coming around full circle back to Gareth Bale?
At the cost of our dignity, but you have nothing.
But to come out and say they did it with Ronaldo too, it was the stupidest thing you could ever think of.
I suppose when you got that much money, you can negotiate like that.
They
Can you?
don't though. They get
Yeah,
bailed
they
out.
get
all
bailed
the
out
time.
all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
I
fantastic.
think by the
Who's
the
bailing him out?
Spanish government.
The Spanish government.
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it.
But then Barca's not too much worse though. Barca's pretty bad as
No,
well.
But you
I
mean
agree.
Not much better.
Yes, that one. The opposite of what I said.
But no, I just found it hilarious when somebody announces to their fans, we're getting this guy, and
Can you
they haven't even
imagine
started
that?
negotiations.
I'm an Atletico Madrid fan. I pay my taxes. You've bailed out my rivals.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
That makes me happy.
Look,
That
cuz
would
look.
absolutely annoy the.
we've
Blazers.
established how terrible the setup is.
Of
in
course,
Spain.
I know. I'm just. Oh,
I agree with
I,
you.
I
And we
did
can
not
continue.
know. I did not know that the government bailed them out.
Oh,
That's
right.
just news to me.
Sorry, yeah.
This
sorry.
is my reaction.
That's yeah. You know what? We look. We talk about this all the time.
I did
Cos.
not consider
It's
the
done
tax
to
angle.
death,
I support
but it's
Atletico
never done
Madrid.
enough.
I pay my taxes. You've bailed out my rivals.
They should.
That
Yeah,
is
move
just.
to another country.
Should they? Should they
Yeah,
storm
well.
the government?
You know, I'm all for this sort of thing. Like, I just get the government out. The smaller, the better.
This is the moment where
anarchy.
thinly veiled
The
anarchism
smaller,
podcast
the smaller,
shows
the
its true
smaller
colours.
the government, the better. As long as you got the police
Liverpool fan. Think
The
it all
Blotio.
makes sense.
Well, what do you think about what's happening in Hong Kong, bro?
in Hong Kong.
No, let's not get into that. I'm joking.
Where do we start?
We
China.
start
If you
by
want
not talking about
You want to talk about
what's
anarchy?
going on there.
Yeah, let's get ourselves blacklisted from going to China.
Well, look, I will say that the protesters do have to be very careful because if they cross the line, well, issues
Like in
could be
Hong
bad.
Kong or in Spain?
In Hong Kong,
Right.
Everywhere, just
well,
everywhere.
just everywhere in general. But yeah,
Except for in Australia. If you
I
want
hope- I hope
protest in
that-
Australia, you can do whatever you
I
want.
hope that the
and no one will
protests
do
do
anything.
come to
Unless you're
a,
vegan.
I hope that the
Even though
protests,
they won't
in
do
all
anything.
seriousness, I hope that the protests do come to a peaceful end. But yeah, they just got to be careful because they are dealing with
Unfortunately,
a
they're
very
dealing with
powerful,
China, so
a very
it's not gonna
powerful
happen.
government.
It's not
So
going to be peaceful.
Yeah.
just be careful, guys. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, so weeding through all of that. Okay, let's. I want us to just finish up to talk about the three Blues in the top four: Manchester City, Chelsea,
And depression.
Leicester. That'll be next week. So Manchester City, Leicester, and Chelsea, they've gotten some breathing space between them and the rest of the chasing pack, which currently is Sheffield United, Arsenal, and Manchester United, and Tottenham a bit further down. With Everton just languishing in the abyss.
Yep.
They are obviously Chelsea and Leicester ahead by a point, but it doesn't feel like you look at the table and it doesn't register that Manchester City is the fourth best team.
No, it doesn't.
People
And
are
that-
still talking.
I've been asking that question. How seriously do we take Leicester and Chelsea?
Just a quick preview to the weekend ahead. Chelsea, Manchester City, the big game. Man City being at home. We don't care about the rest of the games because the rest of the games just pale in comparison. Newcastle does play Aston Villa though, so they could get 3 in a row. It would be very nice to see that. But other than
Did you
that,
see his face almost crack when he said that? like it was like.
You see what I'm saying? This is the disrespect I gotta deal with. Anyway, go on, man.
It would be very nice.
It'll be very nice.
Did you just twitch, bro?
I
He's
say
holding back there.
He wants to say that you guys have no chance. Go ahead, man.
I didn't say it though.
Wrap it up.
I just
D.
thought it.
So who was it? Man City at home versus
Man City
Chelsea.
is playing Chelsea. It's the biggest test for Chelsea so far.
It's gonna be the biggest test.
And it's a great opportunity because it's straight after international break where the momentum goes a bit off. Unfortunately for Chelsea, they had all the momentum before the international break. Man City had none. That'll be broken by the international break, so we'll see what happens.
I think Man City are going to come out real angry. Like
yeah,
they
I think
did
they're going to just
against
dismantle
Watford.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah, against Watford. City smash!
it's like Anakin Skywalker in the Academy where he like
Killed
whips out the
all of them.
lightsaber,
I killed them all.
and I enjoyed it. Why did Anakin? Jeez.
But yes, thanks for staying with us this far. This is going to be heavily edited. Thank you, Deke, for coming down all the way from WA just for this.
I'm sorry for adding an hour to the podcast.
Thanks, Abs, as usual, for coming down. And Cos for finally. I forgot to welcome back Cos because he had his exam hiatus and he's finished his exams.
Yeah, okay.
Congratulations.
No, thank you.
Don't forget to check out our YouTube page. It has all the podcasts that are not on Podbean. Just check for the links. Share this around if you enjoyed it. If you don't, share the ones you did like because you're still listening to us for some reason.
Or if you didn't like it, just share it anyway.
Yes.
I mean, like, who cares?
Yeah, spread the word. And
We
on
speak
that
about
note,
everything. Absolutely everything.
absolutely everything. And on that note, we will talk to you next time. Talk to you then.
Brilliant.
Do me a favour, Mike. Don't edit anything.